And then if you could turn.
So I had to pull over because I'm just like, I don't want to like cause crashes because I'm just so rooted right now. So.
Are you?
Speaking of which.
What?
Car crashes.
The man that I've been messing with is a married man, and every night, well, for about 3 nights in a row,
what the fuck is wrong
or
with
even
this
maybe
bitch?
there's a night in between, I was licking his butthole.
Yes. Yes.
Because he liked it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to the real women out
I
there.
didn't mind doing it. Does that bother?
Yeah, that's my girlfriend.
Yeah, and that's
This is the married man.
demons do. So we drove all the way down to Newport Beach.
Yeah,
today,
you gotta
so
definitely
I could
listen to
buy
that.
him a boat.
She talking
I
about
was
licking butt.
so in love, so I thought, so I could
So
buy
in love.
this gentleman a boat.
Oh, deeply.
And I brought cash
She
to put
bought
a
a
down
boat?
payment down. Like I really
She's
loved
an actress,
him.
bro. I'm pretty
I
sure
was like,
I've
yes,
seen her
like, we're
before.
the same thing. Like we're
Yeah,
thinking,
the
blah, blah,
lady
blah.
from
And his
8
wife,
Mile or whatever.
she's married,
That's who she
and
looks
I
like.
feel so
I don't think it is
bad
her. I
because-
don't think it is her.
That
is who she looks like.
I can't stand her. I can't stand
Imagine
her.
she just pulled over the
His
fucking
wife.
Urus, though.
Not 8
And she wasn't
Not 8
even
Mile,
like,
Hustle and
wait,
Flow.
what? You've been messing with
Yes,
my man? She said,
yes.
you lunatic, you get out of my life or I'll get an RO on you.
She talks just like her too.
No, I'll put your ass in jail.
She drunk.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
this is the inspiration.
I've been
She
licking
drunk.
your man's butthole for weeks on end because it
Kind of looks like she might be
he
in something
likes
nice
it a
though.
lot,
The
and I do
interior.
it to him,
drunk.
and he
She
comes to
driving something
me.
nice.
She make me want to
And
get
it
drunk.
red
happens.
gut.
Well, she been eating more than butthole. She been eating something called glass.
That's
She
a
be in something
lot.
called
I
fucking
know it's a lot of
bars.
information, but I'm the lunatic, right? No, I'm just
She's
single.
a whole boat.
Very
She's on a
single.
Zanny trip.
And he came to me. So you don't accuse
Is she
me
wearing
of
brass
being a
knuckles? What the
lunatic,
fuck
but
is
I'll tell
that?
you one
She's on
thing,
drugs.
lady. You
The
want
life
to
she
put
lives
me
for.
in jail?
Hollywood
I'll
shit,
put
man.
you in jail so fast. Your head will be
I just remember her.
spinning.
What is he
energy.
going to jail for?
Ever
Hold on. What is he going to
And
jail for?
I will show you how I do.
I just
a
want to point
cross.
out.
Don't
Infidelity.
you ever threaten
I just
me.
wanna point out
when
she
your
has a very
husband came
nice
to
car.
me to get his butthole licked.
I like her seats.
Don't you ever threaten me again.
Look at that red
Leanne.
leather in the
Yeah.
background there. That's a very nice
Dumbass.
vehicle.
Well, she's in the Urus
she
right
name
now.
dropped Leanne. Leanne is the wife, everybody.
I cannot believe you.
Yeah.
You
Found
blocked
this
it.
video.
Is that the Porsche?
Not I.
Is that the Porsche truck?
X, man.
Not
Twitter
I.
X.
I brought
That
your
leather's
husband.
real.
That is
Newport
a
Beach,
race
we
car
drove
seat there.
all the
That-
way together. We
that
had
there.
so much fun. I
Nah,
had
it's
his hand
a-
on my leg the whole time.
And let's just
Most
point
of the
out,
time,
she is hideous.
finger banging me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie anymore about it. You know,
Okay.
I
But
know
yeah.
when to
But
read
let's go
on.
back to
Most of the time,
let's go back to the
Finger
car.
banging me.
I'm not going to lie about it no more.
That's the best part, really. That's the best
To
part of the
buy
whole
him a
thing.
boat. To buy him
She's
a
gonna
boat.
buy this
Obviously, he was
All
finger
day
banging his
we
way to a
went
fucking
on
boat. Salute to him.
The boat
Yeah.
that he wants.
Probably just got
and
the
I was
top.
gonna buy it for him. And then he
It's crazy.
messed up real bad today.
Look at her glasses.
That's a real bad
Her
today.
glasses are fogged
You're
up.
coming
So
out
she's
to
gonna
me.
forgive him
No,
tomorrow.
it ain't gonna
Oh,
happen
she's in
like
love
this.
with him.
You made a huge.
This is-
All
this
she's
what love
doing
does.
is all
In the
she's doing is
name
putting her
of-
fucking tits in the
You're
camera.
dusted.
Show us the
Dusted. I
car.
ain't scared of you. You should be
That dude
scared of
choosing
me.
Hustle and Flow with.
Look
She
at
was
that.
probably
What
talking
is
about
that?
him.
Terrence Howard.
Let's look at the top there.
Terrence
That
Howard.
looks like a Lambo.
Yeah. Definitely representing in a
Yo, that's
Urus.
a good movie.
Yeah, we're in here.
Hustle and Flow's a fucking
Sit and Politicking. This is episode 70-something.
70-something.
Polk County off mic. I love this guy. Definitely Polk County. Shout out to him first and foremost. And we can clap it up. This man will make it through here. Rain, sleet, snow, flat tires on the interstate. You're the man. Tell them where they can find you actually before we get you.
Gates Open Media, baby. You know what I'm saying? Supposed to be there tonight, but I'll be there tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
And Bucky's
10 p.m.
Mechanic Shop.
And what?
It was
The
Peter's.
bathroom. No, he said Bucky's Mechanic Shop. And then we also got Paul in the building, stepping in, coming here to, I think there was a, like, let everybody know what they're here to see. You defend the Dolphins from Deuce Andretti, who already is coming in here with a full clip, ready to go, ready to slander their name off one preseason game.
This is round 2.
This is,
I paid for the
My
smoke.
God, are we really talking about the preseason? Okay.
way more rounds. Way more
No,
rounds.
it's not about preseason. It's probably projections.
See, this is, yeah.
We're
this is
not
beautiful.
there yet.
What do you
So-
mean?
but we
So
got-
you don't have a projection on the season?
Introduction.
Yeah, we're just introducing the squad here.
I just
Paul,
wanted to get that quick.
go
line.
check him out. Socials, give it to him real quick if you want.
Just Paul Balcom.
Hilarious
Paul.
every time.
One of the two.
Hilarious every time. But beautiful. Deuce Andretti, as always, thank you for just kicking it with us.
Just
All
being
that.
here. Yeah,
We're
I love it,
vibing.
brother.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's coming full circle. We're doing, like I said, you said round 2. I feel like this got to be like round
Oh man, Paul,
We've done this a lot. We've done this for like years.
years. It's really great.
Yeah, we've been-
Harold, thank you for coming through here
Yes,
again,
sir.
man. Absolutely. We're
Yes.
vibing.
Harold's another supporter. of
Another
the,
Dolphins fan here to.
Big Tua supporter too.
They come out though. That's what I want to say. Really, yeah.
It's a
They
good time.
crawl out from underneath the rocks.
Well, the thing is, everybody made it here like with it, like against the odds. Basically, everybody that's here except me and Deuce Andretti, we were already locked in
We
at
were
the
locked
beginning.
in.
I didn't know that Harold was going to slide through. We talked about it, but I wasn't clear that he really came through and saved the pod after my man here literally skr off the side of the road, lost a tire,
Tire gone.
and still
Tire's
made
gone.
it.
Tire was gone. Literally no rubber. All
No
gone.
rubber?
No
So you were
injuries.
skating with metal?
Straight metal.
Yeah, spare.
Real-
Did you have?
Yeah, I had a
you
spare, but
sparks?
then it didn't have no air in it. But luckily, I brought my little.
Oh, you
I don't know
got
what the hell it's called, but anyway,
Oh,
my
the-
little air gun to
Yeah.
pump it up. Yeah.
Okay.
So no injuries.
No injuries, thankfully.
It's funny now.
And we gave. Well, no. The wild thing is, we gave them the option, every option.
Yeah, facts.
If you need to stay home with the family, if you need to stay home with the family and just make sure everybody's all right or whatever, he's like, nah, Cole, I'm there.
Decompress a little
Yeah,
bit.
Cole, you know what I'm saying? We coming through, Cole. That's what we do.
That's why I know one of the most reliable for sure, 100%.
sir.
And Paul, he came in through here with the dinner he just finished grilling up. So yeah, we're vibing. We're definitely in
Very
here.
good garlic steak, pepper. You know what
It,
I'm saying?
it makes sense off.
Mid-rare.
It makes sense off the rip. I want to make sure everybody gets to share their opinions on news that just broke today. Dalvin Cook, New York Jets. So this was a back and forth that was going with Miami, the Jets mainly. Was there anybody else that was involved in that? Kind of like
Bills.
Patriots.
He didn't want to go to
Bills
the
were like a
Bills.
flirt, but
He didn't want to go to the Bills.
they weren't going to pay.
he was in, but with the Patriots and Bills would be the same case. But with the Jets and the Dolphins, he was really leveraging the fact that he really takes both those teams in a lot of ways. He's a luxury piece that takes them kind of to another level. So he was leveraging those teams kind of against each other. He landed on the Jets today for. Would you pull that up for me? I think it's 8.6.
Yep,
8.6 million.
Yeah, it was 8.6.
Yeah. So
Kareem Hunt signed for 5 point
With who?
something. Supposedly,
Vikings.
was it Kareem Hunt? Yeah. I think it was the Vikings or something.
Kareem Hunt.
Nice.
Yeah.
What you say he went?
Hold on, I can pull it up. I sent it in.
He's saying Minnesota.
That would have had to
Minnesota.
just happen.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
because that happened today. What 3 running backs went today?
Yeah, it didn't happen before the
That
pod
market-
that I saw. So
That market dried up.
that might be
Wait till
super.
my turn. I can't wait to my turn to talk. I'm hot.
I think he did sign Kareem Hunt. I think he's like, or his contract is worth like 5.6 or some shit.
Yeah. No, get your mind right.
Oh yeah, you can. Can't
What am I looking
Yeah,
at?
you're back.
You're retired.
So Dalvin Cook.
Paul is super excited, man. Ready to open your mind up.
Join the party.
I'm gonna start smoking.
I'll give you 300 days before you're liberal.
Man, yeah, exactly. It was. He just needs 1 round of shrooms, 3 blunt rotations, and he'll be liberal as
Next
fuck.
thing you know, he's a socialist
See, that's what they do on the left. They try to convert people.
with drugs.
You're drugs.
Yeah, that's how we get you in.
Hide your kids.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's much worse than throwing people away in jail for small amounts of weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just say no. Either way, let's talk about football. Let's not make it.
Well, so Dalvin.
Dalvin. Yeah, Jets.
I'm not upset as a Dolphins fan. Like I said before, I don't know Dalvin's yards per carry average last season. And there's nothing negative you can say about the football player or the guy Dalvin Cook.
Sure.
But I can just speak positively about the guys that we have on the team. And I think that with Jeff Wilson and with Raheem Mostert both averaging over 4.5 yards per carry last year, that the running game being 31st or 32nd wasn't a product of who was running the ball.
Yeah.
It was a product of how many times we were running the ball. So I think that the addition of what they were saying of Devin Acne, if that's how you
A-chain.
A-chain. I've heard so many different ways from announcers too, so I have no idea. I will get it by week 3. But they have said that they like every report in practice is that like a lot of beat reporters are saying if you want to know why Miami's not high on Dalvin, look no further than him. That they really think that he's kind of like a tone changer on the offense side of the ball. So, and then that $8.6 million that's a lot.
Yeah.
So I was just looking. It's 7 guaranteed with 1.6 in incentives. So $7 mil.
Which I mean, before we were
You
talking,
had that in the bag.
Before we were talking about it, I think that was a number we kind of like said was like kind of worth it, around
Makes
7
sense,
million. But still, I mean, when you
16 million started to get thrown around.
yeah, 16 million started again because Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And that's outrageous. But
He wasn't expecting that.
I would have
though.
did 2 years, 15.
2 years, 15 is fair. Yeah, 7.5 per. But again, I would want that with some incentive base. I'd play a season. I mean, at least 14 or 12 games. But I think with New York, it kind of fits what they're going to do. But I am curious about when Breece Hall comes back, how it's going to play. Because Dalvin was very adamant that one of his reasons about why he didn't want to go to New York was because of their like how are they going to use him, his role.
Didn't he tear his ACL?
Again.
He's a first-round pick. I am in no rush to rush that kid back.
Who,
on the
Breece
field.
Hall?
I'm signing Dalvin so this kid could sit out half the year or the whole year. If you come back when you're fully healthy.
Damn, they're both coming off ACLs because that was Dalvin's, right? Or is this just ankle?
I don't
Dalvin
remember
was
what.
healthy last year.
Dalvin's healthy.
He was healthy
2
last
years
year.
ago
It's
or
his
so.
shoulder.
Dalvin's completely healthy.
That's right.
Yeah,
But I
Dalvin's
want to
healthy.
just point out with Dalvin and Kareem Hunt comparisons because I know the Kareem Hunt is like around 5.6.
Kareem Hunt's
Which
still
is crazy
free
that
agent,
Zeke
And
signed
he's
for
still-
6.
he's still a free agent.
And he took 8.6 because I thought for sure.
You said he's still a free agent?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with yards. So off of 123 attempts, Kareem Hunt ran for 468 yards, 3.8 yards per carry. 24 was the long. He only ran for two runs over 20 plus yards, and then 3 touchdowns.
Right.
That's on 123 attempts.
Yeah, while sharing their load.
Now, receptions, he got 35 receptions, 44 targets, 210 yards, 6 yards per catch, 24 was the long, and he broke 20-plus yards once, and then he had 1 touchdown.
I'm not going to lie.
So Dalvin's numbers were all better, but he had 264 attempts, 1,173 yards, 4.4 yards per carry. 81 was a long, 14 breakaways plus 20 yards, and 8 touchdowns rushing. 39 receptions, 56 attempts, 295 yards, 7.6 yards per catch. 64 yards was a long, and then 20-plus yard receptions was 5 and 2 touchdowns. So his numbers were just better, but I think Kareem Hunt is comparable, and if you give him the same amount of touches, he's not that far off from what the production you can get from Dalvin, especially in the pass game.
The opportunities for sure, I think, is the biggest difference maker, and it can be kind of deceptive to compare it as a 1-to-1 when Kareem is somebody that was basically in a committee with somebody who was a workhorse back. So there were some games where he would get no play really, like he'd get very little touches.
He actually got more juice in his legs, and
Who, Kareem or Dalvin?
Kareem probably had not more juice in his legs because Dalvin's still got many years left.
Yeah.
Way he's in.
Which, I mean, just by real quick, because I want to get past Dalvin, from what you just read, that's a significant piece to add to any team. So it makes sense for the Jets to go ahead and commit to the 8+ mil, and for we did miss out by not getting
Can we
him,
just
obviously.
understand that Dalvin Cook with Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
is okay? Think about this: Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
What was Aaron Jones doing? Dalvin Cook is significantly better.
That's
Oh my fuck!
that's
Okay,
dude.
Yeah, I disagree.
See, you're
What?
Dalvin's significantly better than Kareem Hunt.
Yes.
He's significantly better than Aaron Jones.
No, I feel like
Oh
we're
my
kind of
gosh.
I feel like we're kind of downplaying who Aaron Jones is
Aaron
just to
Jones
kind of
is
give
very
Dalvin
good.
the
Brother,
Aaron
this
who?
man ran for 1,173 yards, dude. What are we talking about?
And what was
Dalvin Cook?
What was Aaron
And
Jones?
Aaron Rodgers.
nowhere near that because he missed games. I guarantee it. He was nowhere near that.
Okay, we can look at
Probably
it.
wasn't even fucking healthy.
Well,
We can look it
I'm
up.
gonna take this as my turn, and I'm pissed
Dalvin
off.
Cook is
As a Bucks fan, I'm pissed off. The Bucks didn't get him. He need to come down to Tampa. That's what
Why the fuck
really
would he
should
go
have
to-
happened.
why would he
and
go down there
then
with
You guys are in
Baker?
rebuild
hold on.
mode. What are you talking
I
about?
don't
Go
care.
down there with the Bake
Look,
Show.
I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, and I seen how he used to
And
torch
he's gonna
my
have a good year.
Hurricanes every
But-
doggone year. I wanted the Bucks get him. They should have got him. Now I'm pissed off.
The
That's
Bucks,
mic drop.
the Bucks are playing for Caleb Williams
Let's
or
see.
Drake May.
What we
Okay,
got?
they're not trying to
Last
win
year,
a game.
1,100.
Aaron Jones had 1,100 last year.
He has a lot of
We won to
receiving
the
yards
Super Bowl,
too.
man.
'Cause
What
I
you
had this
talking
man
about?
in fantasy.
Only
So
2 touchdowns, man. Come on, man.
Bro, he has fantasy.
I'm taking Dalvin Cook all day.
Receiving yards.
Ken, just to be clear, I didn't even when you said that you wanted to say whatever you had to say and we were gonna be out, I did not think it was about this topic. I didn't think the Bucks were ever in consideration for this.
They were never in play.
I mean, maybe not. But when he became available, I wanted the Bucks to get him. But do you remember when he came into the league, I was high on him, and you were saying, "Oh, you know what I'm saying? He ain't about nothing. All this little stuff here, you know what I'm saying?"
Oh, I
hey,
can't do a
Dalvin,
third player.
he shitted on you,
Damn,
cuz. Me, this your dog.
Oh,
Even though you from Florida State, but you
here's
used to touch my Hurricanes.
Listen, that's the thing. He
Hilarious.
bailed on Miami again.
Secret FSU fan.
No, but for real, I just as a Dolphins fan, we need a fucking left guard. So at this point, I'd rather invest that $8.6 million into a left guard or guard and D tackle depth, because that's what we really need. I mean that Liam Eichenberg, he's second string now. I mean, we're starting Kendall Lamb at left guard right now. So I feel like that there's a possible package where we can take Emmanuel Ogbah,
better receiver.
who would be a big cap hit, pair him up with like a draft pick and try to go get a veteran guard to try to bring in to shore up that offensive line, because that's our one glaring hole on this team right now.
Yeah.
And running back, we have a deep room that's, I mean, shit, Myles Gaskin still has some in the tank to be a decent little reserve.
We don't even know if he's gonna make the roster.
No,
right?
and then that's the thing. Who knows?
And you paid him.
Yeah.
See, the thing is with your team is you got to figure out. Your GM is at the point where he has all these horses, right? And now it comes down to the little fine tuning.
Yep.
And he's never been in that position before, so he's probably gonna blow it, and he's probably gonna lose his job because of it. But the next guy that comes in is gonna be a guy that's been there before. And he's gonna get you the last little piece.
The
of
next same guy that brought all these guys in.
Right.
telling you.
I'm telling you right now, Chris Greer.
If you've never been in crunch time, brother, you don't know what it's like.
It's just that last piece. It'd be a little more invasive.
And you can go ahead and tell
man.
me your opinion on this.
Yeah, it's funny.
Look at the Broncos, right? The Broncos have been chasing one.
I think the last person to ever leave that building is Chris Greer. Chris Greer's relationship with Stephen Ross and Andrew Garfinkel is very, very high.
Tight.
He's been in that building for what, like 20-something years?
Before, if he chokes this year.
So but the thing is, you look at the roster.
His job is to buy the groceries.
he's spending the money. You ain't gonna be in the luxury when you're done, all said and done paying. Everybody you got to pay because you got to pay your young guys.
Yeah,
We will.
So that being said, they're going to expect a win, just like with the Warriors when Joe Lacob is paying all that money in the luxury tax. They're expecting a championship. You got to deliver, and a part of that is on the GM.
right. So
Why you think Bob Myers just fucking resigned and retired? Fuck.
Right.
Well, I mean, he obviously is also in
That
charge
writing
of.
was on the fucking wall. They were like,
Yeah,
brother.
he has a hand in selecting, like Mike McDaniel, for example. So he's not completely. Yeah, he's not completely.
But that was what, 2 years
not
ago?
accountable. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm adding to your point. Not agreeing with you, but I'm just adding to your point as far as like I could see how there could be some culpability to Chris Greer if it doesn't work out this year.
Right.
But I'm listening to your guys' argument. I just want to add that to your point.
McDaniel's balling.
But the Warriors had just won, not to switch to basketball, but the Warriors had just won it last year, though.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
you got to
not-
think they paid Klay Thompson a fucking max coming off.
This is a horrible
Achilles.
I
comparison.
think
Yeah,
he
horrible
paid
comparison.
shit.
No, they paid him off when he was injured off an Achilles and an ACL.
Well, Harold, why do you say horrible comparison? Respond
This
to
is basketball.
Well, it's still. I mean, football's the same.
We don't have anywhere near the success the Warriors have had in the last decade. I mean, it's just
which
terrible comparison.
That's even worse.
They
That means
overpaid
why the
Klay
fuck
Thompson
would he stick with a guy who's got to pay a top dollar?
Yeah.
It's not gonna bring him to a Super Bowl.
For-
bro. That's my point.
We were paying top dollar to Tyreek. I would say he's earned that money. We're paying top
Jalen.
dollar to
Your left tackle,
I would say
Yeah,
he's
Taron
earned that
Armstead,
money.
who's earned that money.
Who's earned that money.
which I mean, you
And
can only
actually,
pay so many players.
Actually, I would
top
argue
money,
even
brother.
him
So
when
two
we
is
signed
cheap.
Taron to that contract. That was actually a really nice contract.
he's
for
only
us.
top five. He was only top five in the
And
league.
here's the thing, though, about it that's overlooked. One of the reasons, and I almost want to say,
You're paying Xavier Howard.
I'm not-
You got to
He's
pay
great.
Holland.
but
You
hold
gotta
on,
pay Christian Watkins.
hold on. You're
You're
jumping
gonna have
all
to
over.
pay-
You're jumping
Oh,
all
the
over.
quarterback.
You're gonna have to
Y'all
pay
just-
Jalen Phillips.
I'm going to
just
hit
saying.
all
He
of
been
that. I'm
nothing.
going to hit all of that.
Well, y'all just got that cornerback on Apple. Then y'all just get one at Apple.
Okay.
he's a camp
Jalen
body.
Ramsey.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Jalen Ramsey.
You gotta pay Apple.
So listen, okay.
I'm just saying that was
Here's
trash.
where you have to pay attention to it all. Okay. One of the things is,
Could've
yes, we
got
pay
Stephon
Tyreek
Gilmore.
Hill. Tyreek Hill is he has 2 years left on that deal, and then he
Jalen
just
Waddle.
reconstructed. Okay, Jalen Waddle doesn't have to be paid for 2 more years.
Still on his rookie deal.
Exactly.
You're gonna wait 2 years?
Yes.
No, that's not how that works.
What are you talking about?
When the CBA's jumping up, you try to get ahead, so you start to pay guys early.
That's a fair point. Let's hear Paul respond. That's an interesting point.
So here's where you have to think about it. Okay, one, you don't have to pay all the young guys, but one blessing that we have had, which kind of is fucked up to say blessing, but it is as far as football salary cap. To his injury history, we didn't have to pay him this year. So had he finished out the year and finished with a number 1 QB rating, it would be hard pressed for you not to pay him because he finished the year. Yeah. Now he doesn't have to be on the contract, which gave us this year. So the writing's on the wall with Xavier Howard. Unfortunately, this probably is, unless he takes a veteran like hometown discount, is going to be his last season in Miami.
Why would that be?
Because we switched to a zone system. He's been a man corner. We got back that Sam Smith.
What do you think Vic Fangio's going to do?
We can only afford him.
Vic Fangio's a man corner. He's a man corner. Who? Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio is not a man defense.
What do you mean? You had Chris Harris Jr. over there locking shit up. What are you talking about?
Who are you talking about? Okay,
Champ Bailey was over there. What do you mean? They were playing man.
Okay. Well, I can tell you from everything Vic Fangio said, everything that every beat reporter has said.
This is true.
Yeah.
He may run zone now.
But please. Because
Jalen Ramsey's a zone corner.
Well, why would you not be able to play man? You can play man, but not zone. Zone is easy. You got a zone.
Right. But
so
what
that
I'm
should be
saying...
easier. My bad. But that should be easier from going from zone to man. Now that's a whole different ball.
And I get that, and I think that's one of the reasons why we switched is because of the age of our corners. But what I'm saying is we just drafted a guy in the 2nd round that is looking like a starting quality corner. We have Kader Kohu, who I butchered the name a little bit. Who again, if you look at the PFF rating, dude, you can say what you want.
He's nice. Yeah, I like
dude.
Kader Kohu's nice.
He graded very well.
Made me laugh.
At a secondary role.
No, it was a secondary role. This is where you're ignorant on it and you don't listen. And this is where you please stop interrupting and listen to the person who actually watches.
Yeah, he was guarding number 1s. You're right. He was guarding number 1s.
He did. There was part of the year where go ahead. I'm gonna hear the rest of your
dude. Our entire secondary got hurt last year. Who the fuck do you think was starting?
I mean,
please
Kader
tell me.
Kohu,
Stop.
Kader Kohu.
Yes.
In the boundary.
Holy shit. So you mean to tell me that Kader Kohu was guarding everyone in the boundary last year?
He did his job very well.
Brother, what are you talking about? You guys were giving up 28 points and shit. What are you saying he was doing his job well? The defense was fucking trash.
It wasn't just him on the field.
Come on, man. Your pass rush was fucking saving you guys after you. Them guys weren't doing a good job. Stop the cap, bro.
The end of the year is really where we came together there.
So
anyway, defense was shit.
You're
giving up 28 points a game and you're talking about your defense was good.
Stop it. Please, content. So listen.
Yeah, your defense was good in the beginning of the season when you had all your starters. Once all of them were gone, the defense went to shit.
Kader Kohu's performance is not team based. That would be individual based.
Bro, it means it
would be individual. Who was our safety last year? We had Javon Holland.
Come on, bro.
And
are you being for real?
And
are you being for real?
And
are you being for real?
Eric Rowe. Where's he at?
What does that matter?
Okay. The what matters is that
there's more.
Eric Rowe. There's more. Who?
Eric Rowe that's won a Super Bowl?
How long ago? Please. Can we please?
Bro, what the fuck do you mean please? And that's on the GM for having him as your starting safety. Like
he wasn't the starting. Brandon Jones was the starting safety. He got hurt like week 3 or 4.
Okay.
So again, what I'm saying is Kader Kohu did his job really well. The what he was rated, the stats prove it. You can say whatever you want without watching him. I don't care.
What stats, brother? Where do I pull up these stats?
Hold on, real quick. So
Kader Kohu, let me pull up
these
stats.
Did you? Because you keep on challenging that he didn't watch him. Stop. So I just want to be clear. Did you not watch him at all? Keep it real,
bro. I watched Dolphins game, bro. I didn't notice Kader Kohu was stopping anybody. That's my point. I didn't notice
usually when you
anybody
don't see them
on
on
that
the TV,
defense
that means they're covering pretty
anybody,
well.
bro. That's my point.
Same for offensive line.
Yeah, when you don't see them make the tackle, that means they covered
when
really
I don't
well.
see them tackling the receiver for the touchdown, that means they're probably not even the fucking picture. They got
all right,
killed.
You can look it up. But
Kader
anyway,
Kohu.
so let me finish what I've been saying.
So when it
comes to the salary cap about the Miami Dolphins, we're going to have to pay Tua, which again I've said this. I don't think that in him who he is, that he's going to want that max deal. But again, who knows? Again, it would be stupid not to take all the money you can get, right?
I don't know what the fuck.
So we're going to pay Tua. Yeah, we'll pay Waddle 2 years. Okay. Then we'll pay Holland.
But I just want to add to your point. All these guys we feel great about paying. A lot of teams are forced to pay guys that they're like, fuck, we have to pay this guy just to make sure we don't have a hole in our. Like all these guys, I feel great about paying. Tua is the only person based off the health where I'm hesitant. But
and it all comes down to this year.
Waddle, you run to pay him, like
and then
Javon
Christian
Holland,
Wilkins, he's going to get his contract. Okay,
same. All these guys I feel great about retaining. Like with you, Chase Young, you're like, fuck. Do we want to do it? Should we offload them? Like we've had this conversation.
Right. And
a lot of guys are forced. Go ahead. Yeah.
No. You're right. And then like Jerome Baker, when his contract's up, when we have to start paying Javon Holland, we have to pay. We're gonna have to pay Robert Hunt a decent contract because he's been a good right guard. We're going to have to pay another receiver. We're going to have to pay like Raekwon Davis. The decision is going to become. Is he top nose guard money, or because of his usage, does he take a deal and try to stay with the team? Okay, he might have to go. Zach Sealer, he'll be a piece that has to go. You lose guys like that. Jerome Baker might become a cap casualty.
Sure.
But again, that's somebody that we can replace. Which no offense to them. But our young core, that is our great core, fortunately for Chris Greer and what he's done, they don't have to be paid yet, and they're our best players.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey and Terran Armstead are our biggest contracts.
Yeah, right now.
Yep. And then outside of
Jalen
that,
Ramsey, yes.
And then outside of that,
He's hurt,
So what
though.
are we talking about right now? So let's put some context here.
and then outside of that, we have Cedric Wilson, who's overpaid right now. Emmanuel Ogbah, who's overpaid right now.
Yeah.
And then who else is the big contract on the team?
You got money everywhere.
Xavier Howard, which, like I said, I mean, him at 30
Chubb.
with Cater Kohu
Chubb
and
makes
with
pretty
Cam
good.
Smith.
Bradley Chubb.
Yep, Bradley Chubb. Yep, and with Cam
You're
Smith
paying him
and
top
Cater
dollar.
Kohu, he might be, like I said, Xavier Howard might be the guy out.
If we make Tua play out these next 2 years, I don't think we're gonna have a problem signing people. I think Wilkins will get his money this year. Maybe now that Dalvin,
Yeah.
that frees up some money. Maybe Wilkins gets his money now. I think Waddle gets an extension next year.
Do you have any hesitancy with any of those guys?
No, those two, no. Holland, no. Definitely want those three
So
around.
Brandon Jones, that would be the hesitancy, right?
I'm not giving him big money. I want him around. I'm not giving him big money.
No, not giving because again, like his skill set, the blitzing safety, we can find in drafts, but he's a guy that you like to keep around.
Yeah, but even in that position, if you're going to end up paying him like mid-level or like decent money, you're not breaking the bank to do that. So where we've
It's gonna be hard
decided to.
Sorry,
No, you're good. Just once again, to double down on your point with Chris Greer, deciding to make those decisions at those positions where you're not breaking the bank is really smart. You know what I
Trying
mean?
to sign him and Holland at the same time might be really
So
weird.
Tua
Like,
he's gonna get $9 million this year, $23 million in 24.
Yeah, because they picked up his 5th-year option.
So then you got Mike White's getting $2 million this year, $5 million next year.
Which ones are we going to keep all 3 quarterbacks? You think?
They're gonna keep.
I think
maybe.
Is Skylar
keep-
Thompson going to go practice squad?
Yeah, something like that.
He'll probably be picked up.
Jeff Wilson's getting $2 million this year, $3 million in 24. Mostert's getting $2 million this year, $3 million in 24.
Dude, I love that. All of our running
under $10 million
Bro,
in the running
Yeah,
back.
I love our entire running back room basically costs as
Salvin
much as Dalvin
Ahmed
Cook.
is $1.4 million.
If you include
Devin Arcane is $988 this year, 1.2. Well, I mean, his contract's
While we're
short.
talking about running backs, real quick,
Your fullback's getting $3 million.
With
I'm
important
eager to see the
position for our
numbers of your
offense.
running backs compared to Dalvin.
Here's the
Cook
interesting
combined.
thing. Here's the thing. Interesting. I can actually go over that.
we haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher
Your
since 2016,
receivers,
by the way.
so Tyreek's getting 12 this year.
Yep.
Next year, 33, 34, 56. Cedric Wilson's getting 8 and then 8. You have Jalen Waddle getting 7 and then 8. Braxton Berrios is getting $3 million.
Cedric
Robbie
Wilson's the
Anderson's
overpaid
$1
one.
million. Eric Uzama $1 million. Everybody else is under $1 million. Kiki Kute, Rivercraft, all of them good guys.
Now, Tyreek said he only wants to play for another 2 years or so.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing that's being forgotten.
He wants to play out his contract, so you're going to end up paying him $56 million or trading him.
But here,
Now, do you
here's-
want to go over position?
But here's
I think that last year that gets restructured, but go ahead.
right, and here's what has to be remembered about the NFL and salary caps right now. You are able to kick a lot into signing bonuses. So a lot of that, as long as you're a team that's winning and the chemistry's high, players are going to do that for you.
That comes down to the owner.
And it comes down to the owner, which Stephen Ross has proven he will front the money up for the success.
He has.
All right, so let's say this.
I'm not saying
This is the first time we've had this
Hold on.
success.
All right,
He's
hold on.
100% shown that he will illegally make deals with people that work for him for money. 100%.
That's what it is.
So the quarterback room is going to cost you $13 million this year, $29 million in 24.
Right. Which is cheap. That's cheap as fuck.
Not really.
That's
cheap.
fucking dirt cheap.
For what we're getting?
Some teams quarterback.
Depending
A
on
lot
the-
of teams quarterback.
Depending on the production.
Right.
$8 million
Made
this
the
year,
playoffs.
$9 million next year. Not with your quarterback though.
Made the playoffs.
But he wasn't there when you needed him most.
Right. He only
made
got
the
us in a
playoffs.
position to lose every game and still make the playoffs.
But I'm saying
He lost you those games,
the
but
backups.
then he left you in a position without him when you needed him.
The room
That's what happened.
as a whole got us to the playoffs.
No, your team as a whole.
The room
Okay.
as a whole.
Your
Tomato,
team
tomato.
Guys,
however you
yeah.
wanna argue.
And you had a great coach. But your wide receiver room is
Thank
going
you
to
for
cost
saying
you
that.
$40 million this year, $53 the next year,
Bookmark it.
38 in 25, and then 57 in 26. So I guess they're assuming Waddle's getting paid.
He's gonna get paid
Offensive
a lot.
line, no. So tight ends is $6 million, then $5 million.
Which that was gonna be my point.
Offensive line is 40.
Is that I love how that's where it saves us a lot of money. Is the tight end room
because you didn't want to have one
that was
Other
not
than-
blocking.
other than Durham Smythe.
You have
which
to
Notre
block.
Dame guy, but you know,
Yeah,
he's a blocker.
and he's good at what he does.
And
And then we
he's a-
drafted that Higgins, which he looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, I do like that.
And he looks good with the ball.
So yeah,
Comparison.
$41 million on your offensive line, and then 28 and 24. Then you're going to spend 37 on your defensive line
No,
this year.
here, Deuce.
37 on your
Let
defensive
Kent
line
hop in
this
here. I don't want to go through every
ahead.
position because it might not be the best content. Go ahead, hop on here. Kent, what would you have to add?
I was gonna say, can we do a comparison of the running back room? Since he made the comparison, he said he's happy that your running backs, the total equals to what Dalvin Cook did. So I'm eager to see their production compared to Dalvin Cook.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well,
Gotcha.
they're both even because they're both gonna. The room is gonna make $8 million, and Dalvin Cook is gonna make $8 million.
Yeah.
But I mean their production though. What did they do on the field compared to Dalvin
I mean,
Cook?
it probably is equal.
You don't want to look it up as a fact checker?
I mean,
Just fucking asking you directly.
I'm
goddamn.
gonna have to look up all the different ones, but actually, I could.
That's not too much. It's Jeff Wilson, Raheem Mostert, and
You can honestly
pretty-
just,
I mean-
do Miami Dolphins stats, see the running backs.
rushing. Yeah.
Yeah, rushing stats, see the running backs, and then again, Miami was like 31st and 32nd in rushing last year, but again, it was attempts based, really.
Sure.
And that was something McDaniel even said at the end of the year is that he didn't run the ball nearly enough, and he wants to run the ball more this
I
year.
mean, it's easy to say that. I mean,
And it's
try.
another thing to call the game. But listen, dude, when our passing game is working like that, you have I don't blame you.
Was it working though?
Yeah. Well, so I disagree with that. But I would just say the criticism for the rushing game is that those guys that we have as running backs, which all running backs have a little bit of the injury issue, but to expect either of them to be the main guy, they've both got hurt when that's expected. As
fair.
Miami Dolphins, to be honest, they both got hurt on our team.
That's true.
So it's like before then, and goddamn, yesterday. I mean, last year they both got hurt. So, that just concerns me. That's why I think, especially at running back, it wouldn't have been a bad move to add some really, really great depth. But I understand your point as well with the offensive line. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong
No,
there.
I again, if we would have signed Dalvin Cook, I wouldn't have been mad. I would be like, oh man, that's a great pickup.
But you may miss out. It's like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad that we didn't get him because it's like we need other positions. Now, does it hurt? And we talked about this. Is there an added value? The fact that you knew that he was going to sign with the
Dolphins.
other competition in the division, and it's like,
So Raheem Mostert
Like a
had your
defensive
most at 891 yards.
Dalvin Cook had 1,100 something.
Jeff Wilson had 860.
1,600 yards.
But
Some
so,
of that was for
but-
San Francisco, though.
181
Good call.
rushing attempts for Raheem Mostert, and then 176 for Jeff Wilson.
76
So,
and
like,
181. That's 2-3.
That's more.
350. Yeah,
That's
350.
definitely more.
And then Dalvin Cook had what, like 260? We said something like that.
No, it was
I
like
don't-
two-
I honestly don't remember.
twos.
Yeah.
264, I think you
Yeah,
said.
264. Yeah.
Well, so we got Zeke went to the Patriots, another division
Nah,
rival.
that fucking sucks.
How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that moves the needle at all?
It'd be a good blocker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
What it makes me fear, and I saw this with them bringing in Leonard Fournette, is that why is Belichick preparing for that late season playoff atmosphere football that when he brought LeGarrette Blount in, and it was
Because he's dumb and arrogant.
That's fair, but also
Because he's gonna win.
Like
fuck,
that's
he's not.
it is.
Like how
man,
you looked at him while you said that.
it is like God
They're gonna
damn
win.
it, Bill.
They're going to
Yeah,
win.
Bron's
He's gonna
won a Super
win
Bowl with them.
7 games this year.
Wow.
Brother,
That's what he's
They're
gonna
just
win.
That's
loading up that
rough.
defense and the offensive line. They're
They're
gonna
gonna
run
win
it
7
down.
games.
Dude,
They're
and they're
gonna
gonna-
run it down people's throats
And
this
that's
year.
the
Watch.
thing is they're gonna have that short yard because Zeke is not
You
a
got
big
him,
play back.
Ramondre Stevenson,
Man, he can
Leonard
still run 2
Fournette
tackles.
in the same backfield, bro. They're gonna run it down people's. It's gonna be like the Bastion brothers. They're gonna be just running straight through people's defenses.
So you don't have no faith in Belichick, huh?
No.
Oh my God!
Stop
you're tripping.
it. Stop
No.
it.
Not without Tom Brady.
That offensive
I
line is
disagree
without
probably
Tom Brady.
solid.
I disagree with that. 1000%.
Without Tom Brady,
Not without Tom Brady. He's been an average coach.
Has it been average though?
Could you make a case for that? Because all these guys disagree with you. So I'd like to hear your guys' pushback.
defense
as to,
is always
you
top
all,
10.
Did y'all see them last year? He had
Defense
a
was
fucking
good.
defensive coordinator as an offensive coordinator.
Right.
He'll only bring in his homies or let his family
Well, Matt Patricia
coach
was
on the
also
team.
a coordinator for
Like-
Detroit.
I think also look.
He was a head coach and calling plays for Detroit.
To me, that's like
How'd that go?
That's like
Dog shit.
the Phil Jackson argument. You know what I'm saying? I think at the end of the day, Belichick was great as a coach. When Tom first came in, Tom, if you go back and look at it, he
relied
was
on that
more
defense.
of a
He was
game manager.
all system.
Then around
I
05,
won't say that. but
then he
relied on
started
that
coming
defense.
on as Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know, but in the beginning of his career, he was more of a game manager.
Listen,
I have some respect
He
for
was
him.
clutch, bro.
I break it down to 2 10-year segments for Brady. The first 10 years, it was game manager, and then those last 10 years, it was all the greatest.
I ain't gonna let y'all
quarterback.
do that to him because that's what y'all do to Kobe. I ain't
Well,
gonna let y'all
technically,
do
the
that.
Moss years are in the first 10, right?
The end of those the end of those 10.
But yeah,
By the time he
I
got
think
Moss, he was his equal caliber player.
why do you guys have faith in Bill Belichick aside from what you've seen him do with Tom Brady? Is there anything else you can point
Yeah,
to?
I think everything. It's the
the
defense.
defense is always top tier.
You
He
give him
always
an
has his
average.
players.
Yeah, defense was
Offensive
average
or
last year.
defense,
No.
he
Give
has
him an
them in a
average
position.
guy.
Now that leadership obviously comes from
gonna get it done.
the head coach to come down to the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, whoever it is. And what does everybody say? Belichick says, "Do your job." You know what I'm saying? All these guys, you've heard Shady McCoy come on there and on I Am Athlete and say, that's all Belichick say, do your job. So he has influence from top down.
Outside of Dre
I'll say
Stevenson,
Cater Crow, who by the way graded a 69 last year.
in a rookie year.
Yeah, in a
We're
rookie
not
year.
like
He's
a
not bad. I mean, it looks like he's more of like
AAA
he's a physical corner. Likes to come out and make tackles, which is good. It's
Great.
So
I think Belichick will.
You were saying something about Dre Stevenson.
Yeah, outside of him on offense, they're really devoid of talent. I think Belichick will out. Who else do they got?
I love it. No, you're cooking right now.
So
I'm
again,
I think he'll. I'm sorry. He'll
Yeah.
outcoach some really bad coaches into a 7-10, 8-9 record. I
So-
got some respect for him as on defense. He's a good.
It was
coach.
a respectful 7 that you
Oh,
gave
okay.
him.
I mean,
Yeah, very
I just-
respectful.
I don't
He
see
said
them
the
making the
7 was
playoffs at
respectful.
all. I don't see them
I-
a threat at all,
hey, I'll say
especially in a
this.
division with us.
I'll say this:
Yeah.
like I've seen Bill Belichick outcoach great coaches.
with Tom Brady.
no, but
No.
but
With a
see, you're
great
incorrect.
defense.
With
You're
Tom
incorrect.
Brady.
No. And I'm not gonna take anything away from Tom Brady and what Tom Brady does, but what Bill Belichick did is very well, which most coaches can't do, is play to your strengths. You know what I'm saying?
With Tom Brady.
And most coaches, like you see with Andy Reid, right? He knows what he's got in the backfield. He's got Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna play to my strength. I'm not gonna sit here and try to go away from that. I'm not gonna sit here and try to be a fucking run dominant team and all that. But no, I'm gonna play to my strength, and that's what Bill Belichick did. That a lot of coaches have egos and don't do.
But he didn't do in the beginning. I mean,
I don't think
he did,
Andy
like you
Reid
say, he
is-
did in the beginning
is
of
cussing
Tom's
out
career
Patrick
because they was
Mahomes.
running the ball. That's why they got what's in that boy name?
They had
Dillon.
Corey
He saw-
Corey
he saw
Dillon,
the
they had
development.
Kenneth Falk, they had a lot
But
of
he
they had a
saw
lot of
the
good players.
Well, though he got those players at the tail end of their careers. But what he did was
still produced
he
with 'em.
saw. Yeah, no, they did because they were fucking bell cows, and he fed them. I mean, you got to do something,
But that,
right?
I mean, that's
But-
kind of so my point. I'm agreeing with you, by saying that in the beginning of his career, he was running the ball more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Putting them in good positions, and then Tom will get a first down. I mean, they did cheat with the Raider stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but anyway,
That's
you know what I'm saying? He'll put them in
motherfucker
a good
bro.
position.
Yeah, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying to win.
Thing, bro.
So
let's hear Paul's response.
So one about the without Tom Brady thing, I feel like that's such a cop out. So what has Tom Brady done without Bill Belichick or an All-Star team?
Won a Super Bowl.
Without an did you listen to the full question?
Won a Super
Did you
Bowl.
listen to the full question?
Listen,
Did you listen to the
Jameis
full question?
Winston.
Did you listen to the full question?
Jameis Winston was what
this is
that
why-
team and
Well,
couldn't get them in the playoffs, bro.
hold
Stop
on,
the
didn't
bullshit,
have
man.
hold on.
Same
team.
Let me
You had
respond.
the same fucking team.
I want to respond to your point because you make a initial point out the gate that I do want to respond to. So I hear what you're saying, but Tom Brady had a very short window without Bill Belichick, even shorter than what Bill Belichick has had without Tom Brady. He was on the Browns coaching. Who was the other team? The Jets before the Patriots, I believe.
No, I don't think he finished
Browns
the
and
game.
the
Okay.
Patriots.
Okay. Well, either way, but then with the Patriots, with Drew Bledsoe before Tom Brady took over,
They went to the AFC Championship game with Bledsoe.
Tom Brady had 2 years without Belichick and won a Super Bowl, though.
Right. So,
You know what I mean?
but
So-
again, but hold on.
Super Bowl.
But
Do you
hold
think
on.
Belichick has 6 rings without Tom
Time out.
Brady?
I don't think Brady has 6 rings without Belichick. You really think so?
Yes.
That's
I think
no.
it's a good tandem.
Absolutely not.
I think it's a good
So
tandem.
listen again.
Well,
I
let's
think
hear-
again,
okay,
we
hold
have
on.
to
That's
talk.
interesting.
Here.
That's interesting. Let's hear it.
So listen.
It's a good duo.
So first of all, like I said, that Tampa team was not the same team Winston had. And when Winston had it,
What
stop,
did they
please,
not
can
have?
you please?
What did they not? No, don't make a
Jesus
blank
fucking
statement.
Christ.
Don't just say
I'm
that's
in the
not the
middle of
same team.
speaking.
Say
Shut
how it's
up
not the same team.
and let someone
no,
else speak.
say how it's not the same team. Just so it's not the same team, and then to move on. Like,
I
like
wasn't
it's fact.
moving on. Nobody was moving on.
It's the same fuck. That's a Tampa
Definitely the
fan.
same team.
That's a Tampa fan next to you. He'll tell you it's the same team.
So listen. So Gronk wasn't added. They didn't have defensive players come over and offensive players come over just to win the
It
championship.
was a very good roster.
Okay, so
Key
hold on.
players
please,
on that
I'm
team
not
were
done
already
speaking.
there.
Dude, listen.
Stop the
Hold your
bullshit,
breath.
bro.
I think they drafted
Hold your
Tristan
breath.
Wirfs after.
Yep, so they drafted Wirfs.
I mean,
Can you?
Winfield was a rookie that year too.
What's your boy now? I can't think.
They
of the
drafted
damn
well.
name.
It was
Who,
a good roster.
who made a big play in the Super
OJ,
Bowl?
Devin White. It was a good roster. Still is a decent roster.
So was that not the Super Bowl where Patrick Mahomes had 0 time to throw the ball and was running for his life?
Bro, it was a top 10
What
defense
a
before
job!
he got
Fucking
there.
great
That
job,
was great.
Brady. What a job,
It's
Brady.
crazy
That
because
was
their,
great.
Can I get?
their
I'm not
defense
done
was great.
talking.
That was great.
Their defense was great before Tom
Can
got
you
there.
Please
That was
fucking
awesome.
let me speak. Because I've
Well,
been trying to finish.
Paul, we
the
want to
roster
make sure we go back and forth, though.
No,
I want you to cook.
know.
I want you to cook, but go
I
ahead.
haven't been able to finish my whole
I
thing.
feel
about
you.
the
Let's
roster.
get to the next
listen,
thing.
Jameis Winston, okay, yes, had a similar roster, and the only issue with that team was what?
He threw
He threw 28 interceptions.
Thank you. So
What did Tom do?
my fucking not throw 28 interceptions.
And then how many touchdowns did he throw?
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot.
Look
A
at
lot.
Winston's touchdowns
A
compared
lot.
to Brady's.
He threw a lot.
I don't even know.
And
the
what did
margin
Winston
over
throw?
here.
Because Winston had the most yards in the league.
Winston
that year.
had more attempts.
Did Jameis Winston
more
not lead the league
interceptions,
and
more
and
yards, everything more. He had everything
Yeah,
more.
but I mean, even Jameis.
Winston led the league in passing that year.
And he led the league in turnovers, bro.
Exactly.
By a wide margin.
Fucking Christ. So listen to yourself.
I think the second
team
was
so
14?
good. So the team was so good that he led the league in passing, but he was so bad that he led the league in turnovers. Those two things can be true. Tom Brady went to an all-star team. Not to take anything away from Tom Brady, but let's not act like he went to a bottom-tier team and took them to the Super Bowl, because that's not what happened. Okay? That's one.
But you said the opposite.
I think we are.
What
the
are
same
you talking
shit,
about?
bro.
Because you just switched your whole argument.
That's a fair point, but to go all the way to the Super Bowl and win,
That
Pretty-
takes an elite quarterback like Tom Brady.
Pretty incredible.
And that's where I'm not taking it away from him. But what I'm saying is that the team also deserves the respect, because that was not a bottom grade team. That was the best
Sure.
team in the
Oh,
league.
I agree with
that was
that.
the best roster in the league.
One of the best, yeah.
And then Mahomes, the best player in the league, went up against that
remember
team.
that offensive line was shit.
It was shit.
And then
It
the
was
next year they went
horrible.
and spent a bunch of money.
Somebody, the offensive
Right.
line got hurt. Like one or two of the offensive
Yeah, they had a
line.
lot of offensive line
One
to get
went and
hurt.
fought COVID.
But that
That
but-
doctor dude, yeah.
But that defense was so stout.
Yeah,
and
of
that
course,
matters.
yeah.
So Brady has never won without that elite defense. Okay, now let's take Belichick when Brady got hurt. And those teams that Brady won with. Matt Castle, 11-5. Matt Castle,
And then what happened?
Tom Brady.
Brady came back and won a
Tom
Super
Brady
Bowl.
No,
didn't
I'm
come
saying
back.
Like,
that year the
Tom Brady didn't
Patriots
come back
weren't-
from 28.
They didn't make the playoffs.
He didn't come back from
No,
28 points
but
to the Super Bowl.
Miami won the division.
Pretty
But Tom
good.
Brady didn't come back from 28 points to the Super Bowl, man.
The defense didn't hold the number one offense in NFL history up to that point in the second half.
They gave up 28 points in the
In
first
one
half.
half.
They better do fucking something.
Hold on. No, they didn't.
They do the damn job.
No. The defense didn't give up 28
my
points.
God.
Defense didn't give up 28 points. Deion Jones had a pick 6, did he not? Brady threw a pick into the end zone, pick 6. So they gave up 21 points.
What game are you talking about?
In the Super Bowl. Brady gave up 7 in that first half. The defense shut down the Atlanta Falcons, the number one offense of the time, the number one offense in league history at that point. They shut them down in the second half. Now, Julian Edelman really bailed him out because Julian Edelman doesn't catch that ball, diving in between 3 people, this high off the ground. That game's over. I'm not done.
So everything everything is not Tom Brady.
I'm not done.
Tom Brady gets no credit for any of that.
If James White didn't ball out in the second half and in the overtime, they don't win that game.
The quarterback of the offense gets no credit for that. You're talking about Julian Edelman, who can't throw the fucking ball to himself.
Do you understand?
Do you know that?
Do you understand?
Do you understand that?
So somehow,
no, you don't?
Pointing out what everybody else did.
Like,
so pointing out
what the fuck are you saying?
It was a shit ball that should have been picked.
Now
Look up, play the highlight.
Now it's a shit ball. Okay.
Bring up the play.
All right, man.
Bring up the play.
It's a
bring
shit
up
ball.
the play. Come on, bring it up. Bring it up, fact check.
What snap is it? What snap is it on the huddle?
Bring up Julian Edelman's catch in the Super Bowl. It's going to pop up 50 fucking times.
Bro, do you know how many times he was in the fucking Super Bowl, Paul?
Let's go. Come on.
What the fuck are you saying?
Let's go.
Which Super Bowl?
There was a lot of big plays.
Stop hiding.
There was a lot of
Stop
big
hiding.
plays.
Which Super Bowl?
Let's go.
Which one?
It don't matter.
Which one did he play in?
It
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what game. So what player are you talking about if it doesn't matter? Exactly.
Oh, look at that first fucking click.
What Super Bowl is? What Super Bowl is it? It's a bad throw.
Dude, come on.
The guy who won 7 Super Bowls threw a bad throw.
Let's record it.
You gotta make it bigger.
You gotta add
I
going.
got this. You know
But what I'm saying is you're only benefiting Tom Brady for the 28-point comeback. So I'm pointing out everything else that everybody else has done.
So he threw a pick and then still was able to score a 28-point lead a team to 28 points and then win the Super Bowl, right?
So Paul, let's because we have we have different opinions on this.
Bro, do you know how many bad throws Tua fucking throws and people catch the ball? Are you fucking serious?
So
Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl like that. What the fuck are you saying?
Bro, what I'm saying
It fucking
is
happens.
that
It's called karma. He got it back.
Team
He got his get back.
stepped up for him as well.
Oh my god. So the players shouldn't play? They shouldn't make plays?
So
That's what they get paid to do.
percentage of credit over that 20-year run.
You just let it run.
Sounds like you're at least 50-50.
Yeah, I've been 50-50. I don't think Belichick gets 6 Super Bowls without Brady. I don't think Brady gets 6 Super Bowls without Belichick.
So we're talking
Do I think that Brady gets a Super Bowl without Belichick? Yes. But I also think that if you were to put Alex Smith in the same role, Belichick gets a Super Bowl. Alex Smith is a smart quarterback.
I don't know about Alex Smith.
Alex Smith was a smart quarterback who made the right throws and again took that Chiefs team to the AFC Championship game when he finally got a good team.
Could we expect
Mr. Checkdown.
could we expect Mac Jones to possibly be good enough to bring them to a Super Bowl then?
So that's where I'm getting to with this team is that last year I think he threw Patricia and Judge a bone because he didn't have to pay them. They were being paid by their old teams because they were bought out of their contracts. So he gave them a job, said, here's resume builder, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, he should be fired off of that.
Horrible. And maybe that would be his arrogance, right? That would be a Belichick arrogance saying, I can do this with them. Now he brought back Billy O'Brien, who, as a Bama fan, we were not too happy with him.
His former friend.
He made him as a coach, by the way.
But you know what? They work well together. He's still running that defense. That defense is stacked. That roster and that defense is fucking loaded. He has another great defensive front.
What is loaded?
I mean,
got a few players I like.
I like Kyle Duggar.
One thing I will say is Belichick
Jack
coaches don't do well once they leave from him, though.
Jack Jones is decent.
Belichick
Christian
coaches
Barmore's
don't
a
do
stud.
well once they leave him.
He's hurt
because
last
They
year.
always end up coming back, or
Right.
they end up being a failure wherever they go.
well, a lot of
That
them
part is
probably try to
Vrabel's
adopt
nice,
try to adopt the same way that he goes about it. And I mean, McAfee said a lot, and it's just true in life. If you don't have the resume, you really can't go around trying to be a fucking dick. Like people gonna look at you like, man, who the fuck do you think you are? But at the end of the day, man, I just think that Mac Jones, when he was at Bama, he showed that when you give him a good offensive line, when you give him targets, he's a smart quarterback who can make the accurate throws. He's athletic enough to just get away. He's not going to wow you with anything.
Sure. Yeah, he's not winning a Super Bowl. I'll be real.
But with Belichick, man, who knows? And again, Belichick doesn't have too much longer. He's 72. Has a game maybe pass him up a little bit? Who knows? We'll see. But I'm not ready to count them out just because they had one bad year with that roster. Again, the year before, they were pretty good. Didn't they go to the playoffs? Mac Jones' rookie year?
I think they might have. Yeah.
Wild card, right?
I think so, yeah.
Right.
But I mean, one thing with like with what Harold's saying, I mean, I don't think 7 games is even that unrealistic, though, to be honest. Do you think that's...
I mean, we talked about it before. I had them almost finishing third in the division, man. Because, again, I think Belichick gives you a 6-point lead immediately. Yeah. So I think...
Who's fourth again? I'm sorry. I don't remember who you said. Who's
man,
below them?
I think Buffalo falls apart this year.
Wow.
And we said this, man. I think Buffalo falls apart.
If they finish fourth, I would be very surprised.
It's just the division is cutthroat.
I think they're regressing. I don't know about falling apart. I think it's more likely the Patriots.
Who's in the division? Dolphins,
but with
Bills.
Belichick, you know what I think is going to happen? Because he always gets rid of guys like a year before that he should. I think he's going to get really, really fucking close to Don Shula's win record, and then fucking
retire.
No, I think what's his face is going to can his ass.
Well, if he doesn't have a good year this year, then I think it's over for Belichick.
Got high expectations there.
I think it's over.
High expectations there.
No, Kraft
not firing the guy who's considered the greatest coach ever.
Kraft has already made a statement about how
expectation is Super Bowl.
Yeah, no.
You don't.
Well, the problem is when you're spending that bag. The problem isn't that Belichick is the coach.
It's
that Belichick's the GM.
It's that, and he also has built a culture that it's what have you done for me lately, and
that's NFL.
But that building.
I think that's more so against the players and not Belichick and Brady. I don't think that was against Belichick and Brady.
Grooming his goofy little son to be the coach. That's what I think.
Yeah, but I don't know if that would happen. I thought that's what he was going to do with that. I mean, I don't know, man. Again,
all due respect, I think him and Belichick should have a talk, and Belichick say what he's trying to do, and he should allow Belichick to do what he's trying to do, and at that point, let him go after that.
At what point does he owe the level of nepotism to where he gets to hand the team to his son? That's crazy. No. I mean, I could see, like, maybe if Belichick's like...
I think 2 are on the staff. 2 of his kids are on the staff.
But to say, like, hey, this is my successor, like, to let him name his own successor and it be his son, I don't think Kraft is going to want to give up that much control over his team. Why would he? Yeah, fuck that.
He rarely brings in outside coaches. It's always someone that's been there before. Like,
that's based off the relationship with Bill Belichick. When that leaves, that'll be Robert Kraft's opportunity to restructure the kind of situation he has. I think it'd be a perfect opportunity, probably to not even keep his son on staff at all, to be honest.
House completely.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. If you do get rid of Belichick to completely,
because you want to just fire him as head coach and retain him as GM. It would be gone.
Yeah.
Which would be crazy to think that you ever fire him. I mean, the right thing to do, honestly, would be allow him just to ride off.
Publicly, I think that's what it would be. Even if it came to firing, I think it would be a situation they'd have that conversation privately, give him the opportunity to resign, essentially, and then he probably would do that.
Bear Bryant had that in his contract because he was AD and head coach. I mean, Bear Bryant fired himself, interviewed himself, and rehired himself. True ass story for University of Alabama, and then he was able to name his predecessor, which was
his successor.
Yeah, his successor. My bad. I think that was when Gene.
Interesting.
But
wow,
it's fucking
we got to get into that one day.
I think Saban too has something in his contract where I think he gets to
pick his. Successor.
But I could be wrong about that. Could be.
But that could even be
fanboying a dream.
That's very interesting, though, and I didn't know about that. I would like to look into that more. But Bill Belichick could have something like that. He may have seen the whole his son's aspirations before his last contract. Who knows?
So can I ask another question about the division?
Sure.
So Buffalo. So it's been reported by.
Can I get by order who's winning the division?
Well, why don't you just
go off on that?
But then that's going to be a whole other conversation. So let's just ask.
I thought that's what you guys were doing.
No, I'm asking a question.
You're talking about Bill Belichick passing the team to his son.
Yeah, and with Buffalo, I think so. Joe Lombardi, who has ties with a lot of teams, and he worked for the Patriots for a long time. He said on the McAfee show something about Leslie Frazier, about how Leslie Frazier departure from Buffalo was due to Sean McDermott taking over play calling late in the season, and then that defensive collapse at the end of the year. and that Leslie Frazier wanted, his job. So basically, my question is, what is the ceiling or the floor for Buffalo this year in Sean McDermott?
For what? Offense or defense?
Defense. And if Buffalo once again falls flat and doesn't reach the Super Bowl, are they looking for a new head coach?
Yeah, I think at this point it could be getting to that because now the team's starting to you feel kind of them getting a little antsy. So I think at this point teams start to look at kind of basically who's the fall guy for the whole situation, so we can retain as much trust with the people that we want to be here for the next installment of the Buffalo Bills. Right. So I think that definitely you've been actually saying this for a long time. I like Sean McDermott. I like a lot about Buffalo, and you're not.
Don't blow up the culture.
You're not obligated to keep him on staff indefinitely, but I do think there's a little bit of amnesia on what Buffalo was before for a long fucking time. So it's they've come a long way with Sean McDermott. That's the first coach that stepped in there and actually has been able to get a hold of that franchise, create a culture or whatever, or whatever. You know what I mean? Accentuate the culture that was already there because they already had Bills Mafia and shit. But
so. The thing with Sean McDermott, though, is he's a defensive coach.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
I mean, so what he did was fine.
Elite quarterbacks and defensive head coaches, they tend to butt heads.
Just
the
philosophy.
Hold on, so you said Josh Allen? I thought it was him and the coach that were fighting.
There's been a report.
I think it was just Stephon Diggs. He gets
the
ball.
It's the players or is it him and the coach?
Yeah, I thought it was Stephon and Josh Allen.
So Stephon.
So what y'all talk? So who's Leslie Frazier?
Leslie Frazier.
He was a defensive coordinator.
Okay, so we're talking about that though. We're not talking about.
But
we're talking about all.
But he's
we are talking about the Bills.
Else with
Bills. Are they going to keep Sean McDermott after this year? Now he's kind of expanding on what we're talking about.
The answer's no.
Okay, we'll try to follow.
I didn't get the answer.
It's we're still talking about, brother.
I don't know if he gets fired.
No, he needs to go. He'll be the D coach like he wants to.
Yeah.
Well, so he can call it
it'd have to be really bad for him to get fired
or get paid really well.
I think Leslie Frazier started with the Bucks under Tony Dungy.
Yeah,
he definitely was there. I don't know if that's where he started, but yeah.
So
he might start.
So Ben's obviously a genius.
Here's my question on that with the philosophy. So for someone like Josh Allen, would you rather, because he's already established, now a vet, right? He should know the game. Would you rather bring in a defensive-minded coach to kind of mind the other side of the ball, let him kind of have his OC and
stabilize it, yeah,
or bring in the offensive-minded coach who can expand the system? Because you look at LA, right? The Chargers,
yeah,
they've had Anthony Lynn, they've had now they have Staley, Brandon Staley,
the offensive coach,
right? And that's what I'm saying. So they've had two offensive coaches, and the numbers are great, but then the defensive side of the ball falters.
Well, but let's look at even the Bills. So when they had, and I actually I defend Josh Allen all the time. I don't think he's fallen off very much. But when you strike gold with, for example, Brian Daboll, you see everybody was happy at that time. They were. What was that? My bad.
Bingo.
Okay, yeah. So they were. Everybody was happy at that time. The offense was buzzing. They were competing with the fucking Chiefs, and at that time on sports television, the debate was being had: who's a better quarterback, Josh Allen and Mahomes? And I always fell on the other side of Mahomes, but I haven't fallen so far back that I think Allen doesn't belong in that kind of conversation of one of the best quarterbacks that's playing today. In Sean McDermott, this is where I see your point and where I think it is a little bit of a gamble, because whenever those guys get a job because you perform and you have the great team. So Brian Daboll, he coaches his ass off. He's somewhere else now. Now you have to, hopefully, because the genius on the offensive side isn't Sean McDermott and it isn't like Peyton Manning. So it's Josh Allen. He needs a strong coaching staff. But then again, like I said, I don't even want to say that because I don't want to shit on what he did this year. He still threw 35 touchdowns this year. He threw, I think, 14 picks, threw about 5,000.
But he was clearly different without
yards.
Brian Daboll, right?
Well, I agree, but I still think he was very dynamic.
But this year
they
they had three different ex-quarterbacks as offensive coaches.
Interesting. I actually didn't know that.
So I have a theory, especially because the Giants just gave Daniel Jones.
They had a brotherhood?
Mike Shula, Dorsey, and then I forget the other one.
That's why. Harold was about to say something, brother. Okay. So I'll make sure you get in.
So they just gave Daniel Jones the bag. So I would try to time firing McDermott with the same time Daboll gets fired in New York. and then hire Dayball as the head coach.
I like that
fuck
thought.
that shit happen.
Damn, that's
I think-
conniving.
I do think they
He's
have
gonna get fired in New York. He can't do anything with Daniel Jones. They just gave him a bag.
I agree.
I don't think the problem is the coach being offensive or defense. I think you need a good coach. Some coaches aren't meant to be head coaches, and he just, to me, is not meant to do both. He's meant to do one side,
I disagree.
and that's just it. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, his defense falters every time. If he's a defensive coach, his defense plays like dog shit a lot. So if we're being honest, and it's not like he has bad players. He had great players. He just lost a linebacker, which is going to hurt. You know, I mean,
They had
he's
a top
lost
10 defense last year.
He lost some pieces. You know what I'm saying? But when it matters, they suck though.
But-
and that's what it comes
Again,
down to.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say kind of off both of your point and your point that they hadn't been so good in so long. Well, the Chargers. I'm talking about the Chargers, but put it in reference of the Bills. The Bills hadn't been so good in so long, just like the Chargers when they lost. I think they fired Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
And they were nothing after that until just recently.
North Turner. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's been what, 7-8 years? I don't even know how many years. 10 years or so.
It's been a
And
while.
then-
You need a great coach.
Huh?
You need
But that's
a
what
great
I'm
coach.
saying. Because you kind of went down there, but you ain't go deep enough.
But that
Well,
that's
no,
that
but
hurts
it's
Josh
just-
Allen.
just
That
one of
hurts
them
Josh
things,
Allen.
so-
Not-
But
when
see,
you're a
not that-
winner,
It hurts Josh Allen, not that he has like a defensive coach over an offensive one. I mean, it would favor him, yes, if he had an offensive-minded coach there in his ear like Andy Reid. You know, yeah, of course. But it's not necessarily. It doesn't hurt him.
So-
the reason why he needs a great coach is he needs a coach that's going to sit there and is going to contain his bad habits.
Okay, so
Right.
that was gonna be my question: is do you put any blame on their end of the year faults on Josh Allen and his inconsistency, especially on third, fourth downs, and then inside the goal red zone?
I would like it for Josh Allen in some games not to have to be the focal point for the win, and I saw that a lot.
And
I saw it in games where he shouldn't have had to even do what he did, playing with a hurt elbow. Matter of fact,
That's what I was about to
That's
say.
Josh Allen.
That he was hurt.
Though.
He
We're
was hurt.
milking that fucking elbow.
I really don't.
aren't
I feel
we?
like this is something that really, when
We're
we're
milking that
critiquing
shit.
him, doesn't get
Probably
included
not.
in the critique. to
It's
be
just like
honest.
Justin Herbert last year
In my
played with
opinion.
broken ribs.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But we
So
didn't
that-
give that to Tua when he played with broken ribs.
He didn't play all
I
season.
mean, I'll give it to anybody
How
if they
long
play
did-
with.
He
if they
didn't
play
play-
with
Herbert
injury.
broke
He
his
didn't-
ribs week one.
I think Tua thing is
How
he's just
fucking
been
long?
hurt the whole time. That's been the whole Tua thing. It's not the ribs. It's just
The guy
you
broke
need
his-
to be on the
and
field.
he didn't play with
The
it. though.
guy broke his
did
hip,
play,
and then people
yeah.
forgot that he even broke his hip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro,
like,
I mean,
like,
goddamn,
I
what-
mean,
they drafted
did-
him with the broken.
I'm
hip,
just
bro.
saying.
He did play.
how long does-
No, he played with like I think he played with like a rib injury.
Yeah,
literally.
he played with cartilage tear in his
Okay,
ribs. It's
yeah.
the same
Okay,
thing
but my-
Herbert
No,
had.
but
Herbert
I
played
give
all
him
year
credit
with
for that.
it.
But that's my
Yeah.
point. How long does that injury? It's cartilage tear.
So back to Josh
It's a broken
Allen.
rib, brother.
So-
He's
Yeah,
getting
but-
hit still.
But if you don't stop playing, you don't give it the chance to heal properly.
He's getting hit all the
Man,
time.
Listen,
That's
man,
why
I'm not
LeBron
listening to
James
that.
only plays 60
People
games
get
a
hurt
year.
all the fucking
So he can
time.
hit
So the
them
point
too.
is, Josh Allen played hurt, and the thing is, he shouldn't have to be in those positions a lot because with the defense that he had,
But that's what
they
makes
shouldn't
him
have-
great and so inconsistent at the same time. He feels like he has to be Superman on every play.
Well,
Which
because he does.
needs to take that out of his
That's-
game.
Because he
that's
does.
his-
But he
that's
doesn't
Josh
have
Allen.
to.
I don't
That-
think
Do it more.
I
Yes, he
think
does.
Can. I think that is Josh Allen
Right.
at his core.
And
No, no, no.
Dayball
Right.
sort
No,
of
it's not
covered
his
it up and
Thank you.
made it.
I don't think it's
Y'all are
coaching at
forgetting
all.
the
I don't think they
playoff
want him
game.
to be the
You're
fucking guy that's
forgetting
running
the-
the ball 12 times a game.
You're forgetting the playoff game where him and Patrick Mahomes literally
Under
threw
Dayball,
four
when
fucking
Dayball was
touchdowns, bro,
Dayball was in
back-to-back.
his fucking ear,
Bro.
making the game easy for him. Dayball
See,
left.
you're
I'm
worried
not-
about the defensive coordinator. What I'm worried about is who the fuck was calling the offensive plays.
And
for
also,
Josh
when he
Allen.
left, to be clear,
Last
they
year
didn't
it
go
was
as far in
different.
the playoffs, but his production didn't fall. I thought it would fall more. That's why I support him.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that having the Ken Dorsey, because Ken Dorsey showed he's a good offense coordinator.
when what you said was interesting.
And
having
then,
three
and,
different.
and then they had Mike Shula.
He is from the Hurricanes.
And they had Mike Shula in there, who, I mean, Mike Shula's been a head coach and he's been an offense coordinator. And he's a national championship winning quarterback. The guy knows the position. And I got to remember the third name. I can't remember the third name. But they had three. That's a big deal in that quarterback room. And the thing is, again, Josh Allen
already that
is
guy,
one of the best talents to ever play the position. There's no doubt about it. I think that it's kind of Sean McDermott, I think, would benefit more from a efficient quarterback that would allow his defense to stay within the game. Because again, a lot of times you scoring proficiently hurts your defense.
no,
It does hurt the defense because it keeps them on the field.
Needs to be able to stop opposing offenses, and that biggest problem with that defense is it cannot do that. They do not get to the pass rusher.
If you score too fast,
what if that offense
is staying on the field?
Exactly.
That was a problem with Kansas City one year.
But what if that offense is consistently playing from 21 points?
So you're telling me,
and they're passing the whole time.
Do you know how hard it is to score in the NFL?
I'm not saying not to score.
You tell them when to score.
When you go down there and score,
you score when you can fucking score. You don't choose when to score. You score when you can score.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make no sense. And here's the thing.
I mean, it does make sense, though, because they're on the field. Because if you're always 3 and out, it's the same thing.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Championship teams, their defense can get a 3 and out when they need to. You need to have a player
Super Bowl was
that can
38
get
to 35.
to the fucking quarterback.
Excellent fucking
Chris Jones.
Exactly.
Okay, but you had dudes like Chris Jones and Frank Clark getting to the quarterback, giving motherfuckers trouble. The Bills don't have that. Von Miller was hurt last year.
Jordan
They don't
Phillips
have
has
it.
been really good there.
Greg Rousseau is like an 11 and a half
had a
sack
great-
guy in 17 games. It's not going to get it done.
Yeah.
As a rookie, that's pretty damn
Ed
good.
Oliver, 8.5 sacks. That's good. That's cool, but that's all your production.
Ed Oliver.
I mean, all I'm saying
Milano
is,
was
man,
pretty good. I hate that motherfucker, but he was.
he's
pretty
decent.
Good. He's dirty
Tremaine
as
Edmonds was a
shit.
top 5 linebacker. He's gone. So now
Milano's
that defense
better
getting
than
worse.
Edmonds.
Who?
Milano was better than Edmonds.
Okay.
He's
That's
dirty.
big. That's
One made the top 100, one didn't.
Damn.
this year.
Hey, that's a hey.
This year.
But we're talking about next
one
year.
was
you know,
let
this
go
year.
in
Well,
free agency.
here's-
One was retained.
Yeah, no. One just got paid fucking top linebacker money,
No,
and one is
because
on
he was
playing on a
free. He
3-year,
was-
like $51 million contract. There's a difference. They didn't want to. They couldn't pay him. There's the difference.
What some team would overpay him in free agency
Bro,
to
listen.
retain him.
If they could
You know free
trade,
agency is about
if they
being
could
free.
trade them, they would do it in a heartbeat. I guarantee it. He was the captain of the fucking defense, bro. They would
they
do
let
it in
him
a
walk.
heartbeat, bro.
They let him walk.
Because he was too much money. You can't keep everybody.
They let him walk.
Love it. Yeah,
Can't
love
keep
it.
everybody.
All right, well, so the quarterback thing, I think we're going to have to put that on hold for next time because that's too much of a conversation. So actually, do you want to grab this tablet real quick so you can pull the notes back up? We got a few more things to discuss and we'll get out of there. What did we say on Zeke? What was the
We went into
Great
how they it's a great move, and I think that they're kind of building for that late season push.
I can see why Belichick likes.
He's a good
Zeke.
pass blocker.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that, and then the combination of him, Dre Stevenson, is Damian Harris still there?
No, he's in Buffalo.
in Buffalo.
Oh, okay. Wow, that'll be interesting to see what he does there.
Buffalo has him and James Cook, and that's going to be pretty nice. But again, Damian Harris. The problem is Damian Harris is a rhythm back, and he's not going to get a rhythm in Buffalo unless they're going to commit to running the ball at all. And that's one of my other things with Miami and Dalvin Cook. Unless we're going to run the ball 20, 25 times,
Yeah.
like the fuck,
Yeah.
it ain't no point.
I mean, we're going to run the ball. It's the basis of McDaniel's offense. We have to at least try it. We have to keep him honest. And we did it at a nice clip last year. I mean, not elite, but we
4.5 is very good. And again, we just didn't do it a lot. I just think that when you're able to throw the ball efficiently,
right. It gets tempting to throw it.
You
and
don't
throw it
have
and
to.
throw it.
Yeah.
and Braxton Berrios is going to be nice.
Especially with the progress that they saw from Tua last year. I bet that was just so refreshing to see. And
Dude, he flat out said it in one of the post game
Yeah.
things because they went over like how many times straight we threw the ball. And he's like, he goes, honestly, when it was just going so well, it was hard to stop. And
Yeah,
it's like, yeah.
I played Madden. I know how that goes. I'm about to throw for 600
You
today.
couldn't figure it out, man.
Yeah. The
Madden starts to cheat when you
Late
start
in the
winning by
season.
2 inches.
I wonder how the offense looks this year, though. Now that
Oh, yeah, better.
it's a full year with the system. People got tape on you guys. They see what you guys are doing.
Yep, I like your angle, but
Just saying.
yeah,
I just wonder.
a full year in the system, some comfort, some.
Because you got to think he was a new head coach. They didn't know what he was going to do.
Well,
Well, they have a lot of film on the Shanahan system.
The fact that they clicked
Yeah,
like
but
that.
this is
though,
not
that
the
was
Shanahan system. This is McDaniel system. There's tweaks.
It worked out way better than we could have even imagined. I think. Yeah, based off what we were seeing with Brian Flores and how it was looking with Tua for a lot of us, that wasn't Paul who felt like he was going to be Alabama Tua. It was concerning. So the fact right off the bat, really,
He was Alabama Tua.
They were on point.
Look at the Eagles though. The Eagles did the same thing.
Yeah, with another Alabama quarterback. Damn. How about that?
QBU is what
We won't get into that today.
But he literally carried them though.
4 starting quarterbacks. That's all I'm gonna say.
do you want to pull up the James Harden
One's holding on to
the
his
James
job
Harden
barely.
public address?
Hey, that's fine.
Well, 2 actually.
Who's the
You
other
said James Harden.
Yeah, the James Harden. It's in the notes. It's going to say James Harden, Daryl Morey.
He had to close with a Tua shot. You heard that?
I didn't hear what he said. He's
I
disrespectful.
said 4 Alabama quarterbacks starting. He goes, one holding on to his job. I said, yeah. Talking about Mac. And then he goes, 2, really? And it's like, okay. We got Jalen, Mac, Tua, Bryce Young.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I like-
3 of them. 3 of them ain't gonna make it, bro.
So you're not counting Jalen Hurts.
I said that.
3 of them.
I didn't hear Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is solid.
Plus, he's an Oklahoma Sooner.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
he-
wears Alabama gear everywhere? So get
Brother,
out of here,
look,
dog.
I can't help it. You guys
That's
ran
not
him out
what
of town.
No, time the
Ran
fuck
him
out,
of
bro.
town.
3
Y'all
years.
didn't get him into the league.
Ran him out of Tuscaloosa.
Bullshit.
Lincoln-
3 years.
Lincoln
dog.
Riley did.
3 years. He's in our record books, man. What are you talking about?
Lincoln Riley got him in the league.
Bro,
really.
Jalen Hurts is going to be in the Alabama Hall of Fame with the records he has.
It's up to Jalen Hurts ultimately.
But Lincoln Riley got
But-
that boy in the
Maybe
league.
NFL.
If you're hearing this,
Oh, he might be.
You better give Lincoln Riley USC some credit. Shit.
I mean, how Jalen Hurts views himself, it's really up to him, I guess, if he views himself as an Alabama quarterback or Oklahoma Sooners quarterback. No, I mean, I've seen him wear the gear and stuff like that, but goddamn, I'd be fucking embarrassed to wear that out in fucking public after how they fucking did him.
They ain't do him nothing, bro.
Fucking
It was
MVP
a
level
decision.
quarterback. They ran him out of goddamn town.
He ain't run him out, bro. He literally
That's crazy.
split.
Super Bowl level quarterback.
That's cutthroat.
Time
Like,
out,
holy
time out,
shit.
Ran him
time
out of there.
Did they run him out because he split the time 50-50 with Tua?
He's a
he
Super
didn't
Bowl
split
level
time.
quarterback. Why is he splitting time, man? Tua got to wait his time.
Because Tua was also
No.
Tua got to wait for his turn,
Tua
brother.
ain't even make
Bro,
the Super Bowl yet.
actually,
He ain't
speaking
make the
about
playoff
Brian
yet.
Daboll, the report came out when he was Alabama's offense coordinator. That was Tua's freshman year, right? And then Hurts, he was vocal about not wanting Hurts to be the starting quarterback, for Tua to be the starting quarterback.
Dable.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and Saban felt,
You see what a mistake that is.
loyalty to Hurts.
Yeah.
And that's where like Hurts would be the starter and the Tua would get some playing time.
Gotcha.
And then that's where like late in the season there was already that murmur about, hey, people want Tua to start because he's more of a prolific passer. But my whole thing
But
on
Hurts
Jalen
is a
Hurts,
winner.
and I've said it to you, I've said it multiple times. I said Pittsburgh or New England should have drafted Jalen Hurts because he's a guy who is going to give everything he had to be the best quarterback that he could be. And him with any running system or defensive system is going to fucking kill it. Because I said in college, I was killed for this, he was a better running quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I fucking love Jalen Hurts.
But he's not.
But Tua was just, man, I was telling you watch them live, I've never seen a quarterback go through reads like Tua did
Yeah.
at Alabama, and I love the fact that that's happened in Miami now. We got him some road runners out there again.
Oh, that is
Bro,
dope. Yeah. I'm happy
Alabama-
for you being an Alabama fan than your
Bro,
fucking quarterback.
Look it up.
Draft.
See if he really said that about Jalen Hurts back in the day. I don't know. Can't think
I'll
about
bring
it.
up I'll bring up the Facebook. But listen,
toasted.
This man does have his Facebook
but
fucking
listen, man,
bookmarked.
that dude, man, they were so good at Alabama. Not only was he sitting out at halftime with 400 yards passing,
Yeah.
but they were doing rock, paper, scissors to figure out who the fuck would run the touchdown route. They were walking on the field, rock, paper, scissors between Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, and whoever won would be in that position. Boom, they would run the go, and two was just hitting them.
So you
You
don't
know,
think
when
that
you have
was
that
like,
level of talent where you could just fucking do that, Paul, I'm just saying, you got to win every fucking year when you got guys they're running out there like, look, it's
Injuries,
rock,
dog.
paper, scissors. It doesn't even matter because we're clearly more talented.
we're clearly
Any of
NFL
us.
talent and everybody else is on
Dude
the field.
broke his
is
hip.
not.
It's a mismatch. Whoever we line up against,
He broke his
So,
hip, man.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that was of Tua or the fucking track stars.
After winning the chip, so they did win the chip.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah, he came in at the fucking halftime.
Harold, by the way, I'd see the time. If you got to slide, you can slide. Okay. We only got like 20 more minutes. But go ahead and pull that up for me, man. The James
did.
Harden. Okay. Do you want screen record and all that ready?
Yeah, it's already going.
Well, we can't fucking hear it. You want to turn it so we can see it? Make it big too, brother.
It doesn't show it, but he said this shit in China, so he's talking to a bunch of Chinese people right now.
Can you make the screen big?
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I would never be a part of an organization that he's a part of either.
That's why they're cheering. They don't know what the fuck you just said.
Shoes are ugly as fuck.
Good?
And this is actually after the 76ers ended trade talks
Holy shit.
on
This
game.
is the video.
Oh, this is the. Oh, shit.
So what all?
It's all good. Okay, well, we got it.
What all did he say?
He said that he would never be, he's a liar, he would never be a part of an organization that Daryl Morey is a part of. So basically saying, I'm not coming back to the
Unless he's
76ers. Yeah, I'm not coming back to the 76ers. Don't believe anything you hear. He signed a contract in the offseason extension. The word was that he wasn't going to come back. And then he signed that contract.
He
and
won
then
the
now,
40.
You know what I think? Well, no, because he signed the contract. So I think what it was is he probably wanted the team deal, and they probably said, "Hey, if you opt in this team deal and get this special team, because obviously you get a special bonus if you re-sign with the same team." So the deal between them was probably like, "Go ahead, I'll sign you, then we'll do like a sign and trade situation," and that probably didn't go through. He didn't get that specific here, but if I'm connecting the dots, I can't imagine why he's bitching and blaming the GM after he just re-signed with the team.
That was his homeboy that done got him all these darn contracts from.
Got him paid
from the start at Washington.
He could have got more money though.
Houston.
Houston.
How old is he? Like 37. This is his last Supermax.
No, I don't think he's that old.
He could have got a Supermax.
Yeah, he's younger than. Younger than Braun.
I wonder how much he's getting paid. Let's check that out.
Definitely pull that up,
bro. The way they do this shit's crazy.
Also, if you could pull up Kyrie, yeah, it was funny because where was he, Hero? I remember he was in China, but I don't remember. I guess it was like a basketball camp.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I just know it was somewhere in China.
Yeah. Somebody just asked him a question. How do you feel about Daryl Morey? He is a liar, and I would never, I'll never be associated with him again. Wow.
Well, like I'm all about making you standing your ground, but bro, at the end of the day, like, what are you gonna do?
He done got out of every contract.
So the thing is he didn't get a contract.
Oh, he didn't get one.
He didn't get one. That's his problem.
Interesting.
On a 1 year, $35 million deal.
Damn. So yeah, he's mad. I got him. Trade me, bitch.
Be all right.
He wanted long term.
Maybe what it was is he might have had a player option that he opted into or something.
Because he had a 2-year deal with them. Basically, it was 2 years, $68 million. Well, no. Hold on. Yeah, it was a 2 year, $68 million deal. 68 guaranteed. So he got the money. That's the problem. He got it all at signing.
Yeah. I think it might have been a situation where when he opted into the rest, I know there was some like issue like that. They came to a crossroads and he was supposed to not be.
So he was probably getting paid. So he got there in 21. They gave him this deal.
So fucking
he got
crazy.
$68 million.
Basketball's so nuts.
And then he opted into this 30. and then they had him opt into this $35 million deal.
Yeah.
Saying they were going to re-sign him. And then to a longer deal.
And then not sign him.
And then they're not signing him.
That's good. That's what he deserved.
Shit. Well, why? Okay, why do you say
this motherfucker got $68 million the last 2 years.
Stopped playing in Houston to get out of there. And then what did he do in New Jersey or Brooklyn, whatever?
He's got a 15% trade
trade in to get a bum that they couldn't even use.
He's got a right to veto a trade, and he exercised the player option. So he can veto any trade, and then he's got a 15% trade bonus of his contract. So $68 million. He gets 15% of that.
Trade him to Utah.
Trade
him to Utah. We'll see how
get some of them fucking draft picks and get some talent.
Send him to Utah.
See how much he really loves basketball.
Somewhere for 1 year. Yep. And not back to Houston. That's where you want to be.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. He's the type though that I could see him sitting out. Just saying.
Trading to the Knicks.
I mean, going to the club this dude made a lot of money.
I don't want him anywhere near the Heat.
Yeah, do not. Bro, listen.
Pat won't go for that. And then he got to get in that shape and all. Pat ain't going to go.
Pat's desperate.
That'd be great for him.
Now.
They're desperate. Yeah, which they're willing to trade everything.
Dame's on the way, so we're good.
I don't want it.
This is what I think.
I don't want it.
I think they should get
Dame.
Dame.
He really hasn't made that much money. He took a pay cut.
I know we ain't talking about
Dame ain't won a playoff series in 6
because he's been by himself.
Yeah, but stop it. You gonna shit on Dame. Stop shitting on Dame.
They should get Dame.
On Dame. Though, not a lot of people will slide right into Heat culture.
No.
Dame will.
Yeah, definitely.
But again,
I'm gonna tell you who else they should
it would be
get.
great offensively. I'm worried about
that's all we
Doesn't
need.
matter.
I'm worried about the defense. No, and then I'm worried about us. We need a fucking 5.
Yeah.
We
Get
don't
the
need
Dwight
that
Howard.
Again, man, we have a 23-year-old kid that averaged 20 points a game and has only gotten better.
You have 5s.
23
the problem
years
is
old.
you
We don't
can't.
have 5s. Who's our 5?
You have 5s. You're on the
Should
bench.
go get
You
Dwight
can't play
Howard.
them.
Not there.
They're on the bench because you can't play them because you got too many fucking shooters. You got to trade some of them, get Dame, then you could play a pick and roll game, and then you could have a 5 on the floor. Right now you're playing like Golden State.
Do you know what the roster is right now? Because those guys are gone.
Which guys are gone?
Gabe Vincent's out of there. Max Struss is out of there.
So now you need Dame
what
to
about
come in.
Tyler Hero? What about
Tyler
Duncan
Hero's there,
Robinson?
but Tyler Hero,
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, he's a
Look.
he's a
I
waste
said
of
Dwight
contract.
Howard.
That's what I'm saying.
You can get Dwight Howard for about $3 right now.
You can trade those guys.
Josh Richardson back. Yeah.
Trade those guys.
Listen.
Go get fucking Dame.
Nikola,
and then you literally can run a pick and roll.
Nikola Jovic
Won the game through.
He's gonna be good. Okay.
Jovic. That's what I'm. But I'm saying you can
keep him.
You keep him, but You literally go
Tyler
get
Hero.
Dame. No, you don't keep Hero. You trade him.
Yeah, you let him go,
Bro,
You have
Bring in
Jimmy.
Dame.
We
Then
made
you're
it to
gonna
the
have
finals.
I
Bam.
said get Dwight Howard.
You're gonna have Bam. Then you're gonna have Jimmy. Then you're gonna have Dame.
made it
You're
to
not.
the
Bam at the 4, Dwight Howard at the 5.
He
You going to
didn't
the
play in the
championship
playoffs the
and
last 2
win it.
years, bro. What are you saying?
I just want to make the point real quick, and I'm going to give it back
He's
to
been
Ken.
hurt.
But think about what you just said, the lineup that you just read off, and think about how much older you just made your team immediately. Like you just made your championship window. We got 3 years to win the championship.
If.
If.
What do you mean 3?
With the age of all these guys, like you're talking about bringing on a 34-year-old, like Dame's like 34, 32 at the youngest.
But you can win 2 back-to-back.
and you're giving up like a ton of your youth. Like Bam is going to be your most youthful star.
But
You still have
you
to
give
be
yourself the chance
I'm
to win
keeping-
about 2 and 4 years.
I'm telling you, you get
Realistically.
Dwight Howard, you can get him dirt ass cheap.
That's the
listen,
difference.
I'm not hating. Actually, no. Listen, hold on.
You
I'm
get
not
Dwight
actually
Howard,
hating on that because we need
and you
someone to
got-
just block to just block the Joker.
Exactly. That's
That's
and
it.
Then
You
put-
got to beat Denver.
then
Denver's
I
going to
drop-
be there next 3
whatchamacallit,
years.
Probably
Bam
getting
to
cooked
the
by
4,
Jokic, but be real, he's
and
probably
I don't even
getting
know Jim, who played the
He's
3.
older
Jimmy.
now.
I don't know. who
Nikola
played the
can't
damn
play
3.
defense at
But,
all in
you know.
Denver.
cooked. But here's the thing. I mean, you're saying it they makes him older, and that's true. But it literally gives you a window to where you can win. Right now, you've seen that Jimmy can carry you to the finals, but he can't get it done with what he has around him. So you got to change that a little bit.
If Tyler Hero
I
didn't
hope
break
you
his
can-
hand,
I hope no.
it's a different series.
Tyler
So
Hero
No,
may give you 20, but he's giving up 30,
I don't think he's that bad.
So-
especially against that
6
Denver
man
team.
of the year, bro.
Yeah, I don't think he's that bad.
For giving you points, not defense.
I know. Okay, nobody said.
But here's my thing. You need a defense in that series.
Anybody on their roster
But what I'm
the
saying is,
defense.
We
Listen,
from last
we
year.
needed
You get-
another
he also
20.
gives a size at guard.
if you get Dame, what that does is that now makes them have to work more on the defensive end.
and it pulls
Right.
them out more.
Which I'm not gonna
Exactly,
be
and then
shooting
you
that
have
thing like
and then you
Steph.
have a true guard who can get to the rim, can shoot, can facilitate. You have a true real guard, right? Who can also get a bucket when you need it 1-on-1, which you don't have right now, other than Jimmy. And then also you see Jimmy struggles
yeah, man,
with
you're
that a
just
little
hating on
bit.
Tyler Hero just to hate on him.
No, bro, Tyler Hero is a fucking Ray Allen type of player. He's a shooter. He's gonna come off screens, all that
6'6".
good shit. But I mean, yeah, he can get you.
You talking
buckets,
about old Ray
but
Allen,
he's
right?
not. He's not that
'Cause young
clutch
Ray
guy
Allen
that
would
you
give you the
need,
business.
man.
Nah, he's
And
23.
he's not there.
He's becoming that
in the
guy.
playoffs when you need him because he's always breaking his fucking hands.
He broke his hand once, but yeah, again, if he's there, I think
you
it's a
must be
different
talking
series.
about
I
old
want to
Ray,
center.
not young Ray. Young
Again,
Ray was
because again,
the,
he-
Yeah, no,
man.
he's
Here's
an
what I
old Ray
see.
because he's not even
see
athletic.
us getting Dame,
Yeah.
making it to the finals, and then again losing to Denver because we don't have anybody to stop the Big Five.
What if we could match him scoring though?
Can we?
Isn't that today's NBA?
Well, you couldn't.
Yeah,
you
but
couldn't do it with
you
defense.
can't stop Jokic.
Again,
Not
man,
like you
again,
can just go
you
buy a
can
center
get
from
defensive
the
My
players
biggest
to
thing
fill
about
out your
shooting
roster.
teams is you go cold. Okay, shooting teams go
I'm
cold.
with you to get
but what
Dame.
doesn't is the
But
paint.
I'm like, get Dwight Howard. Y'all
You
shitting
can
on that
literally,
for some
you can
reason.
literally. No,
I don't
I'm
know
with you
why.
with Dwight Howard.
He's
That's
over there
a.
dunking on.
But they already have young
Yeah,
bigs on
wherever
their
he is.
team
The-
that play the same role that Dwight plays. So it's like, why wouldn't you just slot them in to play that role?
The
You know
only
what I'm
shooting
saying?
team
Well,
that's
I'm gonna go
worked
with
is the team with the
experience
greatest shooter of all
on
time.
that, but yeah.
Okay, so unless we have the greatest shooter of all time, I don't think that's your only way of action. I think that, again, you can't go wrong with getting points in the paint. Okay, paint play will never die, but shooting goes cold. So I think that if you go ahead and just reinforce that paint, it gives us a
With
better
who?
shot. But it,
With who?
The
though?
only other realistic.
Again,
That's gonna
scenario-
give you
Brooke
a point.
Lopez was a free agent.
Yeah.
I thought we should have sent the house for Brooke Lopez.
That would have been nice. The only other.
But we were
realistic
so stuck
thing
on
would
Dame.
be, yeah.
You know, you need to get Dame. I mean, that is
Well,
your
now-
championship run.
Now,
Because you can still fill out your roster with defensive
what they
pieces
want for
or
Dame-
shooters. I mean, it doesn't matter what they want. Give them what they want because you're going to get a player who
Hold
gives
on.
you a championship window.
So we got to give them Tyler Hero. Who's the rookie we just got? Yami.
Jaime Jaquez, yeah.
Yeah.
Triple J.
See, Miami
Triple
was
J
11th.
and Jovic. And it's like that's what they want. And picks. It's like, okay, so trade your entire future,
That's the fucking
all of it
NBA.
for a maybe. And
Yeah,
it's like,
but
What do you mean? Amazing?
Dame and old
proven
boy.
player.
Dame and old
You
boy.
need depth.
What's his name?
playoffs are won with depth.
Play for
We
Pelicans.
We didn't lose last year because of our starters.
No.
We lost last year because
Yeah.
Christian Brown
You
came in and
lost
dominated
last
our
year.
Yeah,
bench.
but Dame and,
No,
and,
you
and
lost
CJ
because your
McCollum.
defensive, your offense is 25th in the league.
And then Jimmy
that's why
Butler's
you
legs
lost.
were done.
Dame-
He had no more legs in the.
I mean, because
Dame-
your offense is 20. He's carrying your offense in the playoffs.
Dame and CJ
You gotta
McCollum
change that.
made it in the Western Conference Finals like 2 years, right? 1 or 2 anyway. And who else did they have on that team?
9 on defense.
And
Cantor, right?
C.J. McCollum was like super iffy.
Can't forget heat culture, bro. This bullshit ass roster made the finals last year.
No, you're right.
9th on
Bullshit.
defense.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
And they had all
And you know what?
undrafted players
Culture, they
almost.
can make
Kevin
it again.
Love.
a top 10 defense and a bottom half of the league offense. I mean, you made it to the finals with you just need a better offensive player on your team than Jimmy Butler, and you're gonna win.
But it's not going to be. Also, it's not going to be a problem in the locker room. 1, he wants to be there, and 2 is Dame. Dame ain't.
And him and
depth.
Jimmy already sat down and
Yeah.
broke bread. So it's like,
But we need depth. Like you can't
It's gonna
win.
happen. It's the way the NBA
You
works.
can,
Again,
but
again,
look
listen.
at their formula now.
All right,
They got
so-
undrafted players. All right, bring some more undrafted players. Get Dame and get your
Look
big
what
man.
the fuck Phoenix just did.
Well,
They-
that's what I'm going to say. So
well, they got a new owner, and he's breaking
let's
bread.
let's take starting 5 or starting 5.
Matt Ishbia.
Which one's better?
Let's take Hart versus
Right.
talent.
best 5 in-
So
Let's take
yeah,
Hart.
so we can get Damian Lillard. We still ain't beating that
but
starting
they
5.
still have some bench players though.
have shit.
Who did
From
they
6
get?
to 10, it's nothing.
Harold, make sure
No,
you're in the
no, they
mic.
got some bench players. They got what's his name? I can't even.
But
fuck.
if-
he used to play for
Sacramento.
If we go-
he's a power forward.
If we go for
He's a power
Dame, who
forward.
is our
He's
6 through
like
10?
a 15 points game scorer. They got Ball.
Oh, yeah,
they
I
got a
knew
couple
they had
players on their
Bradley
bench.
Beal.
What'd you say?
So it'd be Jimmy, Dame,
Bam.
Bam. I would like to bring Kevin Love back for the low.
Jovic.
No, he's gone.
No, he'd be gone.
He'd be gone in the trade
Why would he be gone?
because that's what they want.
Oh, they want Jovic. Okay.
Yeah, I said that.
Take
They-
it. So they take it. They want Tyler Hero.
Yep.
I mean, it'd be
Who else they
fucking-
want?
Take him too.
and they want our first round draft pick.
it'd be
Triple
Caleb,
J.
It'd be
Fuck
Caleb
him.
Martin.
Who?
It'd be
Triple J.
Caleb Martin.
Jaime Hawkins?
Yeah.
Give him.
Jaime Hawkins. Dog, he's a stud. I like him a lot. I like Jaime Hawkins a lot.
Give him.
Yeah, I like him too.
I like him
I
a
just
lot.
watched him get dropped by John Wall in the program.
So again, I think a good
nothing
move right
needs
now.
John Wall.
What I think a good move would be is pick up like a Fred VanVleet. Okay.
He already signed.
Hey, did he?
Who?
Fred VanVleet.
Who did he sign with?
He went to Houston.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Why would you want Fred? He's another Kyle Lowry. What the fuck?
I want a good,
Same thing.
efficient point guard. I mean, shit. I've said what you're calling me a homer, but shit. Utah wants rid of Colin Sexton. He's a defensive guard. Fits our system. Will fit what we do. You get him, a Tyler Hero. You got Jimmy Butler. You got Bam. You get a 5. You got a.
You gonna make
got-
Jimmy
What
Butler
about
retire.
What about trading for like Karl Anthony Towns and moving Bam to 5?
I don't like Bam goes away whenever you play anybody over 6'11".
And Carl Towns don't like playing the 5 because he's a pussy. So you gotta
If
get
Bam
that.
plays anybody 6'11" or taller, he disappears.
No, what I do like
moving
is
him to
Carl
the
Anthony
4, though.
Towns
But
at the
that-
4.
but that's- I think Bam's a
No.
4. You leave
I mean,
Bam
that's
at
what I
4.
would
Fuck
do
no,
to him.
fuck no. He's not a 4. He has no offensive game. I like Carl Anthony Towns at the 4, and then moving Bam to the 5.
Bam doesn't have offense.
That's what I said. Yeah.
You mean offensively?
Yeah, offensively, Bam's not there. Defensively, he's great. So I
Okay,
move him to the
brother,
5.
God, just hit
Let
my
Carl
arm,
Anthony
man.
Towns play the 4, which is a mismatch because he's 7 foot. And then now he can just play, on defense. He doesn't have a big guy just fucking bulldoze.
I'll take
him all
Carl
the time.
Anthony Towns, but
That's
But then you don't have any
who's
guards.
point guard?
You have Kyle Lowry because you already paid him.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this last topic for the night. So, Stephen A. Smith, go ahead and pull that up for me. This is actually, I want to give you the headphones for this.
He mucking, man.
Wipe those, make sure. You know,
He's mad at I don't know.
No, it was has to do with Kwame Brown.
That's what I'm sneezing. Yeah, no, I think the Miami Heat could be a problem. No, they just got to make some moves, bro. They fucking Pat Riley's been sitting on his fucking hands too long. Jimmy Butler's getting old.
Stephen A. just trying to make some noise because
Did you pull it up?
It's not relevant right now. That's why you got to talk about my dog Kwame.
Kwame's a fool.
Nah, Kwame went and started talking about this and basically calling out Stephen A. from what I understand.
Well, let's see. I actually don't know what they're even talking about, to be
I
honest.
gotta stop giving this man
Huh?
clout. Bro, what's going
Yeah, man,
on?
y'all heavy as fuck on the mics, man. Chill.
Hey, listen, mine's straight.
All this pressure that you putting on the fucking microphone and shit.
It got him like
Oh,
that.
hey, go ahead, restart it, brother. Wait.
Moments in your career that you wish you could do over? There's several. Kwame Brown, I wish I could do that over. I wouldn't do it. I know what I said. I did mean it. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you I ain't mean the shit I said. But I didn't know it was gonna be like this. Remember, I said it before Twitter, Facebook. And I didn't know 15 years later they gonna have memes and videos. And when I see what he says, I realize how hurt he is. I mean, it was a sound bite. They had just traded for Pau Gasol. They asked me this question and I'm like, pfft, what? One time I had to address it because I felt like he was coming at me like I was scared. I can't even tell you when I did that, the stars who call, I ain't gonna mention no names, practically all of them was Hall of Famers. And they're like, nah. And I was like, where were y'all? Where he was saying all of this stuff for weeks.
Right.
You know, I didn't say anything. And as I see some of the clips now and some of the stuff that he says, I just like, go ahead, bro. Say what you gotta say.
Hurt people. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with Stephen A. Smith, how do you? I really, King, this is your main person I was interested in hearing about on this. You're a big Kwame supporter.
Hey, my dog been saying it this whole time.
Yeah. Do you have a Kwame Brown jersey? I'm just curious.
I need to get one. No, I don't have one.
Okay.
But
I don't
that's
think
my dog.
anybody does.
You know what I'm saying? Kwame, you my dog, cuz.
Yeah.
You
I
know
mean, he
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
wrong about Kwame. I don't think.
What
Depending on
was
he
it
said.
that he said again?
Yeah, there was a specific clip that he was referencing.
forgot.
Well, I think
That was an old ass video. I guess probably.
He said
he did the
15
clip
years.
where he did a low light of Kwame Brown. When Kwame Brown started talking about him, after the whole thing with them boys from All the Smoke.
Yep.
And then he was saying that Kwame Brown was saying that Stephen A. was going around the colleges, basically trying to make it to where he was a failure.
Going around to the colleges. What do you mean by
Yeah,
that?
he was going around the colleges, following them around the country.
Following who? Kwame?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was
when
Kwame
he was
doing?
when he was in high school, following him around the country, and then I forgot kind of what happened.
Kwame's making this claim now.
Well, it started with All the Smoke when they had Jenny Buss on the show, and then Matt Barnes said they was talking about the trade for Pau Gasol, and then they like, you know how you kick each other, like, and they were saying who was a part of that trade. So they said somebody, and then they said Kwame Brown. Then they kicked them like Kwame Brown was a nobody. You know what I'm saying? So
Got you. The guys on All the Smoke. Matt
yeah,
Barnes
that's where that started. And then the stuff
Steven
started
Jackson.
with Stephen A. Like, what he came public about it is with Jalen
Rose?
Jalen Rose when Skip said Skip said he was a bust. That's why he don't like Skip. Damn it, I forgot what exactly he did.
That's okay. So there's beef because Stephen A. shit on him, and then when he took the opportunity because All the Smoke, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson shit on him, he took that opportunity to dig back up the Stephen A. beef and say basically fuck you for all the stuff that you were doing when I was trying to get my career going, right?
Basically,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it did go deeper than that. Where Kwame Brown felt a personal attack when he was a kid, 17, 18 years old, and basically they were saying that the NBA was really trying to stop kids at that time going straight out of college. Straight out of high school
to the league.
You know what I'm saying? And they was
So they're smearing him as an opportunity to tell kids like this is why you shouldn't do it.
Correct.
It failed for Kwame Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And that's why what I'm saying?
that
He was
makes
one of the
sense
last
then.
ones to do it.
I guess what he said 15 years ago was that Kwame Brown was a bona fide scrub.
Oh, gotcha.
Wasn't wrong.
Yeah, shit.
He wasn't wrong.
Well, he was
Well,
saying that
accurate.
he shouldn't,
And you buy him, throw him
you
on
should go to college and then instead of skipping, you know what I'm
So
saying?
he was using him as an example.
Everyone we try to get to
Correct.
play Shaq out of high school.
I think,
But-
but it sounds like, and I know you're kind of like just explaining Kwame's point of view, but it seems like they were kind of like applying like a bigger nefarious like reason to why he's doing that, like because there's like some scheme as to why
he was
he's
saying
putting it down.
the NBA
Not just objectively
was
like,
sending
hey
them
guys,
around to do that.
because you see that he could use that as an example completely without having a bigger play. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like you could just see that and genuinely feel like, hey, when a kid doesn't take up the opportunity that they have for the education, this is a realistic example of the outcome.
Right.
The
Yeah.
negative outcome that could come from that. So I don't know that it necessarily has to be tied to like they're trying to deter kids from going to the NBA. I don't know. That'd be interesting. Yeah.
But then also he kind of tied it to Michael Jordan and the
and
the Wizards,
okay.
where basically Jordan wanted to trade for Elton Brand, but some kind of way the trade didn't go through, and now Jordan didn't even want him from the get go. Basically, is what he said, and that they had him doing crazy crap in the in practice and stuff.
Like hazing him?
They'll throw the ball clear up in the bleachers and then make him go get it.
Go
He was
get it,
like, I
bitch.
didn't know no
Kwame?
better. Kwame go get it.
Go get it, 18-year-old.
Yeah, he said he didn't
fucking
know
wild. What do you think about
and he had some of the teammates on to back some of the things that he was saying.
Fuck you, kid. I hope you're not successful.
So
Okay.
the Lakers players would throw the ball up in the air.
No,
He's on
the
the Wizards
Wizards.
first.
He got drafted to the Wizards when Jordan was still playing.
Yeah.
Roy Hibbert actually has a funny story about meeting Kwame. He's from DC, and he has a funny story about meeting Kwame Brown, who he said he looked up to at the time or whatever. He met him at some kind of event, and Kwame Brown basically he was like, went to introduce himself. He said Kwame Brown's like, get the fuck out of my way, like was a total asshole. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just saying, the people.
Both their careers ended the same.
They did end the same.
What
At the
happened
time, we could probably. I'm sure you could pull it up. You want to just put in Roy Hibbert, Kwame Brown story? It's real straightforward.
I don't know, man. I mean, my whole take on Kwame, and I don't know anything about his personal.
He's entertaining.
Well, Jalen Rose, and I don't mean to cut you off, but Skip said he was a bust, right? On the show. And then Jalen Rose said, you can't play 11, 12 years in this league and be a bust. So that's where the beef happened with.
That's player
Jalen
apologist
Rose.
bullshit.
Yeah,
That's how players
you're
are.
a first round pick, wasn't he?
They have their own version of being
First of all,
politically
pick.
correct. You know what I mean? It's a fucking fraternity.
first overall. And
Yeah, first overall,
and he was
yeah.
a fucking. He
Straight out of
averages
high school.
1 point.
Yeah, it's all
points a
about
game.
expectation. To act like his expectation was just stick around and keep a job.
I remember how bad Kwame Brown was. I mean, this was in the height of us growing up watching basketball. But he's I don't know. Right now, I feel like he seems like a very bitter, angry person.
No, he's not. You got to watch him.
Who now has his spotlight.
Yeah.
And is just set on just
Well, no,
being full of shit. Basically,
he was already on YouTube before this,
Bullshit.
just doing shit where he's in his form, doing stuff, telling little jokes and stuff.
Was it called
Until-
Bust Life then?
I don't think it was Bust Life then, no.
All right, I'm just wondering.
Until-
So he changed it. He capitalized off the.
Until he said that
Just
they
fine.
made him feel like a piece of shit when they say he's not even a man to be part of the trade. That's when Kwame Brown really came off talking shit. But he was already on YouTube, 2 years or so.
His whole thing at Shannon Sharp and trying to like the shit he was saying. It was it
you
was
seen
all
anything, Denzel?
foolery.
Yeah, I just
he was
screenshot
being
it.
a fucking
I think
fool.
it's pretty real with Shannon Sharp though. Think about
Bro,
it.
what he said?
Shannon
He
Sharp
just said
he
a
about
bunch
to
of
leave.
random shit that really had no base to it. He just said a bunch of shit.
No, he had some base to it.
No.
Why all of a sudden Shannon Sharp about to fight the whole damn team?
What was it that Kwame said to Roy Hibbert?
He didn't say shit. He just looked him up and down and walked away.
Oh shit. Okay.
Damn.
Never mind. Okay.
So fucked up.
It wasn't get the fuck out of the way. It just literally didn't even give him a fucking word.
Did y'all see
Looked at it like
the
trash.
story?
Tall fucking trash. Because Roy Hibbert's probably at least fucking 6'8", 6'10" at the time in high school.
He said he was a 14-year-old Roy Hibbert,
Damn, that's fucked up.
14.
Still at least 6'5".
a 19-year-old
I wonder.
Kwame Brown. It was 19-year-old Kwame Brown, so number one pick.
Yeah, fresh.
Somebody should take that to Kwame Brown though.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the story with Kevin Garnett and
They were both huge.
what's his name? Played for the Bulls. Joe played at Florida.
Oh yeah,
Joakim Noah.
Joakim Noah. Yeah.
I was gonna say Noah.
And then, but
Hold on, what about it?
you ain't see that story? You gotta pull that.
I haven't
video
seen. What's the Joakim Noah?
Well, I mean, that was
You
his
like
idol.
to like to bring some shit up and they be like, oh yeah, you gotta pull this up. It's
You
like some
gotta pull
shit
it up,
from
'cause
2015.
I can't tell the story.
It
But
was
that was his
Joakim
idol.
Noah and
Joakim
him.
Noah.
Yeah.
That was KG was his idol.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah, he came on the court. Hey man, what's up? And KG. Oh,
KG ain't
he
give a
did a
fuck about
move.
you.
KG did a move, and he was like, "Can you show me how to do that?" Like, man, what the fuck you talking?
Hold on, but okay, I'm not for that, but at least KG was nice on the court. Kwame Brown
No,
needed
he
to have.
wasn't nice on the court.
You said Kevin Garnett.
Fuck no, he wasn't nice on the court.
No,
Nice,
not,
skilled.
Oh, okay.
Skilled.
Okay.
So then, when you have Kwame Brown, he could have had a
No,
little
yeah,
bit
you right,
more
you right.
humility.
Well, he was
lot
on
more, but he was
he
the
hadn't
first
entered the
round
league
pick.
though. He hadn't entered the league though.
I
So
feel-
he didn't
yeah,
know
I
how
feel you.
shitty
How
he was
shitty
gonna be,
it's about
so
to
to
be.
speak.
Bro, but I'm gonna tell you what's crazy is
I'm just playing.
Neither did
Kwame.
Roy Hibbert.
is you forget how many guys really were getting taken out of high school at that point,
Yeah.
and a lot of them did not work.
Sure.
Like and that's what's crazy. So yeah, it is a good thing that they made it to where you had to go to college.
Yeah.
But now I like the whole G League like different avenues.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, but at the same time, I mean, at least they're getting paid. You go G League, but at the same time, you're not guaranteed shit.
Well, I like that there's more avenues just because some kids fall through the cracks.
Yeah,
so
and college ain't for everybody, man. College ain't for everybody, man.
Yeah,
I tell you from first-hand experience.
Yeah.
Y'all want to do the top 10 center drafts of all time?
I'm not really, just because I don't want to hold everybody here. That could take a long time.
Yeah.
Just okay. I have one last video in there. This will be real straightforward. It's an alien video, and then we'll just
Kwame Brown, number 9.
Honestly, I would love to talk about it another time. I don't want to hold everybody here. We're already an hour and 40.
So what are we doing?
Just go to the notes. I think it's like second to top video. And we'll just react to this. It's an alien video.
Oh, it's the alien shit.
Yeah. What you guys?
Man, they got that fake alien stuff, man. That stuff ain't real.
And make it big for us and just turn it this way.
It's not fake.
They're not fake.
They just doing that. Gonna create something.
I wonder if it is fake. To be honest, it's so fucking. This is actually Bills. Shout out to Bills, man. He sent this.
Bill is the kid.
This shit is so like straightforward and obvious that there's some wild shit that's like it must be fake.
Oh, so that's an airplane.
Yeah,
that dude fell. That's a guy falling.
That's what it looked like. All right, so
I think this is two views of the same thing.
Right, but
yeah.
Okay, and you see the UFO flying around, but what is this from? What the fuck?
Well, that's not supposed to have a heat signature.
Oh shit.
Yeah, look at this shit.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. What are we even talking? If this shit is real, what's even the conversation to be had?
Are they gonna create a vortex and just gone?
What the fuck does that even look like?
This is fucking from Manifest.
Fake like aliens done evaded Earth, and they're gonna have y'all going crazy.
Oh, too, and they got U.S. Air Force trying to intervene, and they can't even stop it.
So what is it going around?
No idea.
And then the Air Force fly in trying to intervene. They can't
gone.
stop it.
Yeah, what is that?
The plane's gone?
It's gone.
Bro, it just evaporated. It blipped.
Yeah, they created like a vortex and it's
yeah, you can rewind it a little bit. It's at the very end. But yeah, so I mean, with stuff like that, that's it was off Hot New Hip Hop, but shout out to Bills, man. That's where he gets a lot of fire from.
The Malaysian plane?
Yeah, I believe so. It says on there the flight. Could you
trickery.
Look on there? You might have to go back because
that shit. Listen, man.
And then we can look up the flight real quick. And then
when that shit happened, what I mean, I know you remember when that story dropped. What was your thought? How does a plane go missing out of nowhere?
Look up the flight.
You don't remember the
2014 footage?
Yeah, when
flight 370 disappearance.
The Malaysian flight. It left Malaysia. It's gone.
Yeah, look up that flight.
And then
see
just
if there's anything
disappeared, and they can't find any trace of
the
it.
Bermuda Triangle.
They couldn't find the black box, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, it is bizarre because it's something that we track and all that. But then when you find out, like, you know, they're like, hey, we left billions of dollars worth of equipment behind. We accidentally sent $1 billion to Ukraine, you know, shit like this. It's like the U.S. government or anybody, really, just any government, I think, or any private entity, if this is a private airline, for example. It's like, who knows? I mean, you would think that would be top of the list to figure out where the fuck an airplane went. But I'm always surprised by the incompetence of... You know, whatever.
So I wonder.
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah. What was it?
I don't believe that mess.
Okay.
Now I will say,
it's funny what you will believe.
Exactly. Listen, that's always been my point. It's so funny how you don't believe in aliens, but lizard people are real.
You won't even
what are
consider
lizard
that.
people?
I just showed you a video of
lizard people
airplane evaporate, but fine, whatever.
But no, I do want to know though.
If I showed you a video of fucking Joe Biden ripping his fucking skin face off, you would believe it immediately. And I'm always
Paul and James said I was lying,
literally.
but this is fact.
Random, some shit we're not even talking about. Paul and James said this was a lie.
Like, what the fuck? No, for real. Like I do want to know where those videos like.
So they haven't found that plane still.
Like no,
and the photo that they thought it was a whole different plane. I guess they found one underwater. It was not the right plane.
Yeah,
so my question though is how often are like military planes just like radaring like commercial air flights? Or was that just happenstance and they're videotaping the one and then it just disappears? So that's where you kind of like question the legitimacy. But
yeah. Well, and it's so fucking clear, man. That's what I'm saying. If it's like this is authentic footage, then what is there even to really discuss, right?
Right.
I mean, I guess we still wouldn't know exactly what happened there, but it's like that's absolutely something that is unexplainable based off our understanding of reality.
And here's the thing: like I love my guy Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guy studies the Astros, you know.
Yeah.
But he's a big adamant, like he's adamantly against the existence of aliens, or at least to our knowledge. And I saw a clip, and I think I sent it to the
One
the
good
group
thing he says.
I think he's a paid shill.
When hey, well, that's what people
We're flipping. Actually, it's wild.
Well, that's what people are trying to say now. Is that because he's been so adamant against the existence of aliens, right?
Yeah.
And then he said, but he did make the good point where he's like, we have clear footage of Mars from millions of miles, like you know. How far light years away?
All that shit's fake,
and all this.
Tell Paul.
I didn't say that was fake.
It's all fake.
We just can't get there.
Okay, you have said it's fake.
So, how can we not get there? But the rovers, anyways.
You said every picture from outer space is fake. So I don't want to.
So okay,
right. Like I said,
I never said space was fake. I just said we can't get to the moon.
So I didn't say you said that.
So he's saying that the pictures from Mars are clear as today, but how can we not get one clear? Like photo or video. Why is everything grainy for aliens?
Amen.
But if you go with the sci-fi theories, you can just say that they obviously send off something that affects our
communications or
communications or you know the radiate whatever it is, the vibrations coming on. I don't know the science behind a fucking video or camera. Like I don't know how cameras work.
Well, I mean, and
also
also you could take into consideration the people that we trust to monitor and filter what's real and what's fake. Those are the people that are complicit in the cover up to begin with. So the place we're getting the information from is unreliable.
Right. But the U.S. government finally saying, hey.
No, that's why it's so wild.
This shit's real.
We talk about it every week, I think, now.
Yeah, so they can do a fake evasion. And then the people gonna go crazy.
People in alien suits, fucking we are Martians, come down
that volunteer to get killed.
Yeah, and then they pull a fucking AR-15, AR-16, you know, or M16.
Get blasted. Kill the person.
Yeah, they're gonna have a fake evasion or something dumb.
Hey, they're gonna be like the YouTubers where they about to get their ass whooped. It's a prank. It's a prank. No, brother. I think I mean,
not real.
Me personally,
real.
I believe that it's likely that there's aliens. Just mathematically.
Yeah.
So
your math ain't mathing right.
Well, but the one thing I will say is, I have to be humble enough to say, like, I don't believe that I understand the, I guess, like, principles even of our reality. I can't say confidently that I know that, because I would have said 10 years ago. Well, I mean, I would have said the aliens are probably real, but everybody from a government perspective would have said absolutely not. Like we said on the podcast before, people have lost their life about this subject. And the fact it's so like flippantly confirmed, and people have literally died, had their careers destroyed based off this. So, you know,
Area 51 being a mile out shot zone is fucking insane.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, listen, when you go back in time to any ancient civilization, they had depictions of star people, and they have stories of them mating with the women. Okay, now there are fallen angels, or our higher power being aliens, and our 98.8% DNA match with chimpanzees, which is closer to than chimpanzees are with actual gorillas. Maybe, just maybe, there could be a theory where star people, aliens, came down mated with chimpanzees.
Is this the same thing?
Created Neanderthals. Mated with Neanderthals, created the next, and then mated with human. And again, I sent in the group, nobody clicked on it, a discovery that they just found of a new, like, human species, like skull, that is, like, before Neanderthals, and it looks more like a chimp. So, again, we have a 98.8% DNA match. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, one pushback there would be, I think we have like an insane level of like DNA in common with like bananas as well too.
Well, bananas are man-made. But bananas are man-made.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Unless you get like the
they
little
are
bananas.
Yeah.
Those Chiquita bananas are
you think
definitely
it's human DNA they're pumping
no.
I don't know what they're putting in them, but they're
monkey
not
DNA?
real.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think those are interesting.
There's a lot of different possibilities.
Well, those are interesting theories, like some kind of like evolutionary being kind of like guided along by a more advanced species. We've seen things like that happen at a smaller scale with us. And if you can travel to another planet, you're exponentially past where we are as a civilization.
And we're so different than every other species on the Earth.
Well, and we've talked about this, by the way, in the chat and stuff like that, as far as like civilization grades. There's grades for civilization. If you can travel out of your solar system, you are fucking like two levels of civilizations past us. That's not even our next step.
Right.
Like I think I told y'all in the chat.
I would agree
our
with
next
that,
step. Our next step is being able to harvest the energy from the sun effectively. We haven't even gotten there. Our home star.
Right.
So
I think they've done pretty well with that. They just don't let us have it.
Yeah. Well, okay, but maybe.
Which think about how easily the human civilization has gone through hundreds, thousands of years. Our advanced civilization would be millions of years without us even knowing it could be the possibility. Again, the universe is supposed to be billions of years old.
Yeah.
So to sit there and think that it's impossible to me is
I don't believe that either.
Well, I'm saying because again, you look at the animal kingdom. No, I mean not many other species. I don't really know which ones are as inquisitive. Yeah. Are like you said, we mate. We do genetic like mutations all the time with animals just for shits and gigs.
Well, I mean, we cross them literally.
Right. Which where does that I'm spacing on the word right now, but like wonder, curiosity come from.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like again, I've always been someone who believes in a God, but I mean the fact that hey man, maybe it did come from a type of being that came down and mated with something on the planet to create something more advanced than anything else on the planet.
I think we talked about it last time. I think something like this doesn't disprove a theory of God or anything like that. It gives one possible.
It does because God made everything. So if God, like
he's
saying, that basically there's God and then something else.
But that's if you're taking the human interpretation of God into the Bible. If you're taking that as 100% exactly what it is, I'm saying like some of the things that the Bible is talking about becomes more plausible, just literally scientifically, like splitting fucking oceans and shit. If there's a more advanced civilization that maybe actually those stories may be coming from a real place.
Bro,
which I mean I know is what you believe.
Pharaohs I mean, I'm not like 7, 8 feet tall, not being able to bleed, being like
they were giants. They even talk about that in the Bible.
Right. So again, where else is that in the world, and where has that been ever since? So again, like that's what I'm saying. Like there are so many different possibilities that as people, we just need to keep our minds open and go through it all. Or again, keep your faith, and there's not wrong with that shit. Like no, we're not going to know.
Well, I mean, we haven't had anything confirmed here aside from having our speculation kind of, fueled.
Which again, the afterlife, I believe in paranormal, seen things, experienced things. So I mean, there's an afterlife I know of.
And if aliens exist, it doesn't disprove something like that.
Right.
I believe in ghosts and stuff.
It disproves all that.
Stuff.
God goes out the window, everything.
But that could be God.
No, it can't be God. That's alien. It's not a being.
No,
but why couldn't God make aliens? Then, if that's the case, if you want to,
that's another species of being. I'm not bowing.
God made rabbits.
I'm not bowing down to another.
God made dogs and
turtles.
We're the apex predator on this planet, buddy. That's not gonna change.
He made.
My God doesn't want that for me.
He made dogs in the image of dogs. He made cats in the image of cats.
He made us as the image of apex on this planet, and we're gonna keep it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting stuff to get into. I'd love to. We gotta get into it more. Again, thank you guys for coming through. Paul, you're the man. Sure. Thank you for making it happen for us and bringing some delicious steak. Deuce Andretti, thank you as well, man. You definitely helped make this all come together. Motherfuckers were coming through. I didn't even know we're coming through. Shout out to Harold, by the way, who wasn't who wasn't here at the end, but definitely appreciate him rocking with us. And most importantly, Kid, you had a crazy day, brother. Thank you for still making this happen. I hope everything. You are a survivor.
It was cool though.
Yeah, you had a great weekend. I saw you ate some delicious food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. He was flexing all weekend.
Gates wide open.
God saw that and felt like you need to be humble.
What you call that, a little segue?
Yeah, Segway, Cole did that in T-Town.
Love it.
Okay.
It was straight.
No, you deserve that, Cole. Yeah. But God saw your arrogance. He saw your arrogance, and He decided you needed to be taken down.
Trying to flex on the boys in the chat.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad. Hey, but I'm glad.
I was showing y'all need to get out of this area and going up there to T-Town and do some of that.
We need to get a fucking life is what we need.
Love
it.
Yeah,
all right,
we're gonna get a bus. We're gonna run a bus.